for the season, and he has stolen 10 bases on the year. He gets his lead down at first, and Brian Moon at the plate. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, stays a little bit high in the strike zone, and Brian's ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Frazier peers in and gets his sign from Wayne Jenkins. Allen with his lead at first. And he's going. Here's the pitch. There's a shot down the third base line. That's up past him into the corner. And Coach holds him at third and Moon at first. So the Rams have something going. Runners at the corners now. First and third on a good base hit by Brian Moon as he went the other way down the left field line. Allen held up at third with nobody out. The Rams doing what they do best, playing the corners, going from first to third. That's going to bring Luke Allen to the plate here. Rams with a scoring opportunity to get ahead early. Rain still continuing to fall here. It's a little bit dark, but there are some breaks in the clouds as we look off to the west. Allen digs in against Frazier. Brian Moon with his lead at first. Here's the first pitch. Upstairs for a ball, and Luke's ahead in the count now. 1 ball and no strikes. Derek Frazier on the mound for Rockdale today. Here comes the 1-0 to Luke, and that's a called strike, a fastball at the knees. Rockdale has struggled some this year, but they played a very tough game when Newton called into their backyard earlier this season. Frazier ready from the belt. Brings the 1-1. And it's a call strike in. The delayed steal, and Brian Moon coasts into second base. Wayne Jenkins, the catcher, never saw him going, and Brian Moon easily into second base with another stolen base. He has perfected the art of the delayed steal, and that's helped him to gain the team lead in stolen bases. 2 runners in scoring position now, and here's the 1-2 count to Luke. And it's a little bit high and outside. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rams trying to get something going here, get ahead early, and hopefully hold them off behind the strong arm of Brent Johnson. Brent, working for the Rams tonight, has been very effective throughout the year. Here comes the 2-2, and it's in the dirt. Good stop by catcher Wayne Jenkins to keep the ball from going back to the backstop, perhaps allowing a run to score. But that runs the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runners lead away from second and third, and here comes the payoff pitch. And there's a foul down the third base line and out of play, and we'll do it again. Newton Rams, 17-4, and until tomorrow still ranked number 1 in the state rankings. I'm sure they'll stay in the top 10, possibly in the top 5, but I'm sure they'll drop from that number 1. And ball 4 down in the dirt to Luke Allen, and the bases are now loaded for Richie Cleary, the Rams cleanup hitter. Richie came into this week's action hitting .270 and had a couple base hits Monday night. Here's the first pitch to Richie. That's high and away for a ball. There's no place to put Big Richie, so Derek Frazier is going to have to come to the plate to him. He's working from the full windup. Richie looking for something to rip. Here's the 1-0. Off-speed pitch. Stays high in the strike zone. 2-0. And with the bases loaded, nobody out, and a 2-0 count, this is certainly a hitter's pitch. Richie can really dig in and look for a zone, something he can rip. Here comes a 2-0. Swing and sky towards right field. Will it be deep enough? Ryan Allen tags. The catch is made. Here's the throw home. It's cut off. He's safe at the plate, and Brian Moon scoots down to third base. So a sacrifice fly for Richie Cleary brings the first run home, and Brian Moon able to get down to third with only 1 out. That could be a big play. That'll bring Sam Allen, the third baseman, to the plate. Still only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. The Rams on top quickly. 1-0. Runners at first and third. This is a situation that Coach Brassfield loves to play. First and third. There's so many different things you can do, he says. Let's see if the Rams do any running here. Sam Allen digging in. Sam had a couple of base hits defensive plays in the game Monday night and earned Player of the Game honors. Derek Frazier brings the first one to Sam. It's low and in the dirt. Good stop by Wayne Jenkins, the Rockdale catcher, as he kept it out in front of him. Newton Ram baseball. We're heading towards the end of the regular season and hopefully a playoff drive and on to the state playoffs and championships. The Rams at 17-4, 7-2 in the sub-region. If the Rams play it out and win the rest of their games, they will win the sub-region and receive the number 1 seed in the tournament. Sam Allen digs in. Luke Allen, his brother, with a lead at first. Here's the 1-0 to Sam. Low away in the dirt again. Good stop once again by Wayne Jenkins. By the way, the Hard Luck Cafe wing ding inning, if we get that far, will be in the 4th inning tonight. The 4th inning for the Hard Luck Cafe wing ding inning. Sam Allen ready for the 2-0 offering. And Luke is going. Here's the pitch in the dirt all the way back to the screen. Here comes Brian Moon, and he will score easily. So give Luke Allen a stolen base on the play and also a wild pitch that allows Brian Moon to score. So a stolen base and a wild pitch. Luke Allen down at second base, still with only 1 out, and Sam Allen with a 3-0 count. There's going to be a change in the Hard Luck Cafe inning tonight, since it's been stuck on 60 pieces for so long. The winner tonight, if the Rams get one in the Hard Luck Cafe wing ding inning, will receive 100 hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. Randy has graciously raised it up to 100 until someone wins it. 3-0 the count to Sam Allen. Here comes the cripple pitch in the dirt, back to the backstop. Sam Allen with a walk, and Luke Allen scampers down to third. And Derek Frazier, having his problems on the mound. 2 consecutive wild pitches there, and the Rams once again have runners on the corners. And that's going to bring out David Bell, the head coach, to talk to Derek Frazier and the catcher Wayne Jenkins. The Rams on top, 2-0 early, with a chance to get more. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning, and runners at the corners for Lance Coffin. Lance came into this week's play with a .357 batting average. Monday night, he went 1 for 3 and also had a base on balls. Struck out once and also reached on a fielder's choice, so he continues to do his good hitting also. And Coach David Bell is through talking to Derek Frazier and walks back to the dugout. Wayne Jenkins takes up his gear in behind the plate again. Starting to rain just a little bit harder here at Riverside Park. Coffin, the Ram first baseman, steps up to the plate. First and third, only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the first pitch to Coffin in the dirt, and a good scoop once again by Jenkins. Derek Frazier definitely struggling out there. I don't know if the ball is wet, he's having problems with the grip, but he's been down low in the dirt quite a bit. We do have a little bit of action in the Rockdale bullpen. Grant Taylor loosening up. The runner is going. The pitch is high. It's a ball. Throw down is cut off, and Luke Allen caught in between will get back safely to third as the throw home bounced. So credit Sam Allen with a stolen base on the play and a lucky break for the Rams as Luke Allen was trapped in between third and home, but the ball coming home to the catcher bounced in the dirt and got away, and Luke was able to go back to third and get back in time. The Rams now with runners at second and third, still only 1 out. And the count 1 ball and no strikes on first baseman Lance Coffin. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch to Coffin, and there's a called strike. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. Make that 2 balls and 1 strike. Rain still falling here at Riverside Park. Frazier working quickly, brings the 2-1 home. Swing and a miss at a pitch up high. Coffin went hunting for 1 up in his eyes and came away empty-handed. That evens the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lance needs to shorten up a little bit here and get these runs home, at least 1 of them. Only 1 out here. And he calls time, steps out. Infield can take quite a bit of moisture as it has been so dry here. Does not appear to show any of the effects of the rain yet. Here comes the 2-2. Swinging a shot to right field. That ball is caught, and Luke Allen had come halfway down the line and has to go back. He did not tag on the play and was halfway home, had to go back, so that could end up costing the Rams a run. Something similar that happened in a previous game. All the time when you're on third base, you've got to be tagging because you'll score whether it drops in front of them or not. Hopefully, Brent Johnson can atone for that and pick up the 2 runners out there right now. Brent hit a tremendously long home run Monday night up in Winder. Here's the pitch to Brent, and that's low and in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Brent. If Brent can get on and keep the inning going, Ryan Moon on deck. Derek Frazier looks in and brings the 1-0 home to Johnson. And that's back to the backstop. Here comes Allen. Here's the throw. He is safe as he beat it. Another wild pitch. Luke scores on the wild pitch, and Sam Allen down to third base. 2-0 the count now on Brent Johnson, senior pitcher, as the rain continues to fall even heavier here. Brent Johnson with the start tonight, 3-0 on the season, but now looking to help himself and pick up that runner down at third. Sam Allen leads away from third. Brent Johnson ahead in the count, 2-0. And here's the pitch, and there's a called strike, a fastball, waist high, inside corner. Rams have picked up 3 quick ones here in the first inning and would like to add a 4th. Derek Frazier brings it home, and that's low and in the dirt again. And Brent Johnson with a 3-1 count now. The last time Brent Johnson saw a 3-1 count, he took it about 400 feet over the left center field fence in Winder. Here's the 3-1, and there's a shot right at the first baseman. Good pickup by Chris Womack. He'll take it to first himself, and that's going to do it for the Rams here in the bottom of the first inning. The Rams score 3 runs on only 1 base hit. There were no errors, and the Rams left 1 runner on base. We head now to the top of the second inning with your score, Newton 3, Rockdale 0. You're listening to Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
The people at East Metro Communications know that it's not nice to brag, but they have got to do it. They want everyone to know that they have received the AirTouch Cellular Small Market Agent of the Year Award. This means East Metro Communications outperformed 35 other AirTouch Cellular agents. Their customer service record has put them ahead of the competition. This is the 14th time East Metro has been recognized for outstanding performance. That's East Metro Communications Incorporated, 7115 Highway 278, 786-6796. And now through May 13th, new customers and some existing ones may be eligible for $100 airtime free. Call or stop by for details. That's East Metro Communications, located on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-6796. East Metro Communications is an authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular, the new name for Pactel.
Riverside Park at Newton High School. A little weird voice on the airwaves here for you. My name is Kevin Holden. I'm back with Bill Dolan to take you through Newton Ram baseball. And Bill, I've just arrived here, and it appears that in the first inning the Rams didn't do that badly as they're up 3-0.
That's true. Derek Frazier struggled, had some control problems, unleashed several wild pitches that helped add to the Rams scoring. The Rams only 1 hit, but managed to play 3 runs. And Ryan Allen led off the ballgame with a walk. He has now reached base 12 consecutive times.
Heard you mentioning that a little earlier. That's quite amazing for the Rams leadoff hitter.
And, of course, he led off the game Monday night against Winder with his first home run of the season. The Rams taking the ball out of the park 3 times in Winder. And Brent Johnson's first pitch also down in the dirt a little bit, and that was to the Rockdale first baseman, Chris Womack. Johnson gave up 1 hit, but he was erased in a line drive double play back in the first inning. Here's the 1-0 from Johnson, and that's upstairs for a ball. We may see the pitcher struggling a little bit here today, Kevin, because of the wet condition.
That'll cause you to lose your grip on the baseball, and so expect the off-speed pitches especially to be a little worse today.
And here's the pitch a little bit inside, and Johnson quickly behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Brent has only walked 5 hitters on the season. Control has been remarkable. And the cripple pitch in there for a called strike as he split the plate in half.
That's what happens when you only walk 5 people a year. When you fall behind, you come back and you throw strikes no matter what.
3-1. Hit on the ground towards Ryan, who gets the big Sunday hop over to first, and the first out in the top half of the second inning.
Rams hit Derek Frazier pretty well in the bottom half of the first, and the Rams have traditionally had very good success against the sophomore Derek Frazier. Last year, Rams beat Rockdale in the South Metro Tournament Championship game 15-0. Derek Frazier was the starter and gave up 7 or 8 runs in like 2 or 3 innings pitched. So a tremendous game for the Rams there, and they're starting well here.
A little bit of thunder outside. Hopefully it'll go off into the distance. And Brent Johnson trying to throw a curveball there, and he signals in. It did not turn over, and the ball went behind the head of... I missed somebody. Zach Frazier. Okay, Zach Frazier is up to bat. Zach Frazier, who pitched against the Rams the first time in the game at Rockdale. And a called strike from Brent Johnson. That evens the count at 1-1. Here comes the next one. A little bit low, and the count now goes to 2-1.
I would not be surprised to see Johnson walk 2 or 3 people given the conditions of the mound and the rain that's going on right now.
And a called strike, and that evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brent doesn't like to walk people, although he has this thing about being the wild thing.
Don't exactly understand that, given that he's only walked 5 guys this year. By the way, the Rams at 7-2 coming in, if they win this game, would pretty much clinch a spot in the 8 Quad A tournament with 2 games remaining. That doesn't often happen in this region.
Oh, and just a little bit outside from Brent Johnson, and that runs the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Zach Frazier playing center field tonight, readies for the payoff pitch, and here it comes. And swing and a foul tip, and I thought it was a foul tip, Kevin. Evidently not. I guess it was a swing and a miss. Brian Moon threw down to first base, and that's going to retire Frazier on the strikeout, and 2-3 on the putout.
What you saw was the ball hit the dirt. Zach Frazier swung at a pitch that literally hit the dirt in front of home plate is what happened. And after swinging and missing that one, and then Brian Moon dropping the ball, Frazier had to go down to first, but Moon retired him.
And that brings up Ed Cheatham to the plate, and the wild thing nails him on the left arm.
You know what's interesting? Johnson has probably hit as many people as he's walked. I think that's why he wants to think of himself as the wild thing. He does have the fastball that tails into the righties. A lot of times the righties, not expecting it, will lean into the pitch, then the ball will hit them. So I don't think it's as much a wild thing as it is the unexpected thing.
Right. And the Bulldogs with the runner on and 2 out. And here's the first pitch to Derek Frazier, the pitcher, and that's outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. And here's the 1-0 offer. And there's a shot into left field, right through the hole. And Matt Easterdale leaves it on the ground. Back over quickly. Here's the throw. There will not be a play, and it gets away from the shortstop. Brent Johnson doing a good job of backing up. But now the Bulldogs with runners at second and third and 2 out have a chance to get right back into this ball game.
And there really is no reason there should only be first and second right now, but unfortunately Easterday charged that one a little too much, and the outfield being wet, the ball just died and went right under his legs and behind him. And also credit Brent Johnson for being in the right place when that throw came in. Had he not been backing up the play at third, somebody probably would have scored.
That's going to bring Ryan Yeomans, the shortstop for Rockdale, to the plate with 2 outs. Johnson's first offering to him, upstairs for a ball. He falls behind 1 ball and no strikes. Rockdale with runners at second and third. 2 outs here and a little bit inside to Yeomans, and 2-0 the count. Brian Moon hustles out to talk to Brent Johnson.
And once again, Johnson was making a motion toward the catcher that his pitches didn't quite have the rotation he expected. They may have actually been crossed up as far as signs are concerned there, but they're working that out. A couple of times, though, in this inning, Johnson has indicated that the off-speed pitches haven't had the same break. It hasn't had any snap. The rain continues to fall, although, Bill, I've got to tell you, on my way in today, this is as light as the rain is anywhere northeast of Covington up through Walnut Grove, Monroe, and Athens. It is much, much heavier, so you guys in this area have missed an awful lot, which I'm sure you don't mind at all.
No. Brent Johnson brings the next one home, enters a called strike, and after talking to Brian Moon, Brent Johnson comes right back with the strike. 2-1 the count now. 2 outs here Runners lead from second and third. Johnson brings it home. Strike, a beauty. Fastball outside corner at the knees. That evens the count at 2-2 as the deuces are now wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Johnson readies from the stretch, has his sign from Brian Moon, and brings the 2-2 offering to the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Brent Johnson works out of a jam, recording his second strikeout of the inning and the game, and Rockdale leaves 2. We head now to the bottom of the second inning with your score, Newton 3, Rockdale nothing. And you're listening to Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS, AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you bury your nose in a cloud of sawdust and breathe deep, you're going to get choked up. Unless you're the new Husqvarna 36 chainsaw with air injection filtering, now available at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Husqvarna's exclusive air injection saws run up to 20 times cleaner than any other saw on the market. With the Husky 36, you can work harder and longer without stopping for a filter change. What's more, an ergonomic design means that you can last nearly as long as your Husky. An angled front grip puts you in a comfortable working position that's less prone to fatigue, and vibration is kept to a minimum by separating the handles and engine unit. At only $199.95, you can't buy a better saw for home or farm than the Husqvarna 36 with air injection. So to keep your nose clean, stop by Coast to Coast Home and Auto on the Square in Covington to see the 36 and our entire line of quality Husqvarna products.
Welcome. We are at Riverside Park at Newton High School. It's the Newton Rams and Rockdale Bulldogs right here, as the Rams hope to try to improve their standing in 8 Quad A South and perhaps put themselves in the tournament. They could just about do that with a victory today over the Bulldogs. The Rams have already done some of their part. They're up 3-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. I'm Kevin Holden. Bill Dolan will rejoin me shortly with your play-by-play. Ryan Moon, Matt Easterday, and Ryan Allen, 8, 9, and 1 spots in the order. We would like to send along Get Well Soon out to Jay Branham, who is in Newton General Hospital. Mr. Branham in there for just a couple of days, and we certainly hope that he will get well soon. And, of course, he is just about the #1 fan of Newton Ram baseball, football, and just about all the Newton Ram sports, the #1 fan you will find anywhere. Mr. Branham, get well soon from your friends at WGFS and, of course, Newton High School and the Rams. Ryan Moon takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Derek Frazier, the younger brother of Zach Frazier, out on the hill here for the Bulldogs, had a shaky first inning. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, ball 2. Rams 9-5 winners over the Winder Barrow Bulldogs in Winder on Monday. That improved their standing to 7-2 in sub-region play and 17-4 overall. They are the #1 ranked team in Quad A, at least until the next poll comes out. That poll was out before the Rams played their first 2 games last week, both of which were losses. 2-0 pitch to Ryan Moon is in the dirt. It's 3-0. Rams will have 2 more regular season games. The big one is against Parkview on Monday at Parkview. 3-0 pitch in the dirt, and on 4 pitches, Ryan Moon receives the base on balls, courtesy of Derek Frazier. Then on Wednesday, the Rams will come back here to Riverside Park to take on the Berkmar Patriots. Thank you very much. Then afterwards, the region tournament begins from Brookwood High School. That'll be next Saturday. Hard to believe it's already region tournament time. Matt Easterday, the hitter. Sort of first base, Ryan Moon is back in. Once again, the Rams have a base runner here on 4 pitches. Eric Frazier, the sophomore righty. You'll hear a lot from this young man. He's been kind of beaten up the last few years, but guaranteed he is going to be a dominant pitcher in 8 Quad A South in his junior and senior year. There's a called strike on the inside corner. A good fastball from Frazier. Makes it 0-1.
Frazier has a good fastball. He's really had trouble with the breaking ball today, though, and I think the weather's got a lot to do with that.
A lot of pitchers are going to have trouble with the curves and the breaking balls today. Ryan Moon leads away. The pitch, Easterday was trying to bunt, delayed steal of second to throw down. No one's covering. It's into center field. Ryan Moon will head for third, and he's going to be in there standing up. The Rams receive a break there. It's a botched play, but it turns out to be even worse of a botched play on the Rockdale Bulldogs side.
And neither the second baseman nor the shortstop went over to cover. And had either been covering, I think Ryan Moon would have been out. It was supposed to be a bunt play, and Matt Easterday missed the bunt, but Ryan Moon going all the way, saw the ball scoot into center field, and alertly went on to third. So credit Ryan Moon with a stolen base, and you hate to do it, but you have to give the catcher an error on the play, even though the throw was pretty good.
It most certainly was, and the shortstop and second baseman both forgot to cover. 0-2 pitch to Easterday, missing just a little bit low, makes it 1-2. Easterday coming into the week's action at .347 with 9 RBI to his credit. So the Rams hit 3 home runs on Monday against Winder,
including one by this man, Matt Easterday, as he took it to left center field. A pretty good shot, about 375, 380. Very short fences at Winder, though.
Stretch, and the pitch as the infield is now in. The pitch is low, 2-2. Infield is in all the way around. Rockdale's already down 3. We're only in the second, and the Bulldogs, frankly, just can't afford to give up any more. That is why the infield is in. So you can credit a home run to Brent Johnson, one to Matt Easterday, and another to the leadoff man, Ryan Allen. Gives the Rams 13 home runs in 1995. Not a bad total.
That's actually more than they hit last year as for the entire season.
2-2 on the way, swinging a line drive foul down the first base line, out of play. Rams, if they can win this game and their next 2, would finish with 20 wins during the regular season. That is nearly unheard of during the regular season. Rams will play 24 games. That would be a final record of 20-4. Easterday takes a pitch well up high, 3-2. This Ram team is drawing favorable comparisons to last year's Rams team. In fact, in many ways, this team has been better. As you know, that team went to the state's Final Four. Only a matter of time to see how far along this team can go. Stretch, Derek Frazier brings the 3-2 home. It's up high, ball 4. Easterday was down 0-2, but worked his way back to receive the base on balls. Not bad for a number 9 batter.
Matt's done a good job of that with his on-base percentage. And last game he was struggling a bit till his last at-bat. And batting against Javade Watson, the big, tall right-hander who came in on him with a fastball. And Matt turned on it and really drove it. It was one of those, as soon as it left the bat, you knew it was gone.
Here's Ryan Allen, and boy, has he been on a tear. He came into this week at .383, and he was perfect against Winder. 5 for 5 reaching base. Here's a swing and a chopper towards short. He's going to step on the bag for 1. The throw to first is not in time, so Ryan Allen will reach base once again. Scoring on the play is Ryan Moon, making it 4-0. The Newton Rams on top. So Ryan Allen still manages to reach base despite it being on a fielder's choice this time. 6-4, retired at second as Easterday.
And credit Ryan with an RBI there since he got down the line and beat it out. If you turn the double play, the batter does not get credit for the RBI, but since he legged it out, put one in the stat column for Ryan.
And by some people's totals, he still continues the perfect streak. He is on first base. That's reaching base by some people's standards. Others don't consider the fielder's choice along that line. Take it how you want. Ryan Allen leads away. He is going on the first pitch, which is down and inside, and there will be no throw. A stolen base for Mr. Allen.
Ryan got a tremendous jump on the play there. Derek Frazier just ignored him completely, and Ryan was more than halfway down before the time the pitch was released, and Wayne Jenkins didn't have a prayer.
Ryan Moon gets hit by this one. This one was a curveball that looked like it had a little rough snap, went well inside and hit Moon somewhere around the right part of the body. In fact, he's motioning up toward his batting helmet. May have hit him on the right side of the batting helmet, but it was a very slow pitch, and Moon is just fine down at first.
It was kind of a strange-looking pitch, and Brian wasn't sure which way to go and almost kind of got frozen by it. And the Rams have something going again.
And here's Luke Allen with runners at first and second and 1 down. Rams up 4-0 here. That one is 5 feet in front of home plate. And back to the screen, the runners will move up a base. And it is a disastrous first 2 innings for the Rockdale Bulldogs. This hardly looks like the team that the Rams only beat 4-3 a couple weeks ago.
Of course, several different factors. We have a different Frazier on the mound, and the weather conditions completely opposite. That day was just a beautiful day in Rockdale, sun shining, and a great day for baseball. If the weather holds up here after the senior Rams play the varsity Rams, the junior varsity will also play Rockdale. So if you're in the area, there's still a lot of baseball to be played if the weather holds up.
Yeah, come on by and watch that, because the JV team is having a terrific season as well. It's been a great season top to bottom for the Newton Ram baseball program. This one in the dirt to Luke Allen. This time, Jenkins with a good stop, keeping that one from going back and having the runners move up yet again. It's 2-0, and Frazier has had that trouble bouncing pitches. He had that trouble last year when he faced the Rams.
The Junior varsity has lost only one game all season. They have played very well, and they hope to finish their season tonight with a victory.
Luke Allen awaits the 2-0 offering, and Frazier brings it home. It is 10 feet in front of home plate. That one bounced in the grass in front of home plate. Jenkins kept it in front. He's going to wipe that ball off because it bouncing in that grass in front of home plate probably got an extra stain on it. Makes it 3-0.
There is rumor of a different first base coach for the junior varsity again tonight.
Uh-oh. If he's as good fielding as Derek Coggins, the varsity coach, I'm sure the Rams will be in just fine hands. The 3-0 pitch. There's a called strike on the let-up, 3-1.
Crippled pitch there, and Luke looked like he wanted to go after it. I'm sure he did not have the green light there, though, and had to hold off. But probably a pitch he could have really tattooed.
That one was not very fast and in a good hittable zone. Allen swings at this one and bounces it foul right at home plate. Makes the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the Newton Rams. 1 down here in the second, 4-0. Newton Rams on top, and in case you didn't hear earlier, we want to pass it along to get well wishes to J. Hope Branham, who will be out of the hospital, I'm sure, shortly, and enjoying Ram baseball. Stretch by Derek Frazier, and the pitch, swing and a miss from Allen. That pitch outside and low. It appears to be Luke Allen's weak spot many times this year.
He really chased after a pitch that was not a good pitch. The 3-1 count, he had a very good pitch to hit and fouled it weakly down at his feet, and then went fishing there and came away empty-handed.
And now here's Richie Cleary with 2 down. First pitch to him is an off-speed curveball that's up high and inside, 1-0. The runner at third for the Rams, Ryan Allen. At second is Brian Moon. But with 2 down, it will take a base hit or something from Cleary if the Rams can continue their onslaught of hitting here. Cleary swings and fouls one back to the screen. 4-0. Rams on top. We're only in the second from Riverside Park, where there's a light rain falling, but not too bad. So come on out if you're not here and watch your Newton Rams in action. 17 wins, 4 losses, 7-2 inside the sub-region.
Richie had the sacrifice fly in the first inning to plate the run for the Rams as he hit a medium-depth fly ball to right field.
Now time is called. Jenkins is going to go out and have a little discussion with Derek Frazier. With a 1-1 count and 2 outs in the inning, and you're down by 4, what do you say?
Throw a strike.
But not with a fastball.
Not to Richie Cleary. Particularly inside.
Most certainly. Cleary, a 270 hitter coming into the Winder game with 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Right-handed batter, the junior, awaiting the 1-1 offering, and Derek Frazier delivers it to him. It's a few feet in front of the plate. Looks like Derek Frazier's curveball is what's giving him the trouble. Those pitches that are bouncing all appear to be off-speed pitches.
And Richie, in the Winder game, added to his batting average. He had a double and a single and also a sacrifice fly in 4 at-bats. So his average will go up, plus a few more RBIs to his total.
He takes a pitch here, a little low and outside, making it 3-1. And if Cleary can continue his good hitting in this game, it is likely that when the new statistics come out, Mr. Cleary may be over 300 for the year, something he wouldn't mind seeing at all. Swings at this one and drives it to left field, and it's going to bounce in front of Josh Miller for a hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Moon. He will also score. The Rams now on top by a score of 6-0. Richie Cleary drove that one hard, but all of a sudden it just died in front of the left fielder who bobbled it, and that allowed the second run to come in.
Well, I think the runner was going all the way. We're going to go ahead and credit Richie with 2 RBIs on the play. With 2 out, the runners were off at the crack of the bat, and I don't know if they would have thrown him out on the play or not. So we'll give Richie the benefit of the doubt and give him 2 RBIs on the play.
So he'll be at first after the couple of RBIs there, and Sam Allen will have a chance to try to continue things here for Newton. Sam, a 269 hitter going into the week's action, a pair of times in which he's connected for the long ball, 8 RBIs.
Sam had a couple of base hits and a walk in the game against Winder and played very well in the field defensively and earned player of the game kudos that game.
Good to see Sam Allen playing well for the Newton Rams. At this stage, of course, you almost expected it. This is when he gets his best. It's when the weather heats up and the action heats up as we go toward postseason play. It's about a week and a half away, folks. How about that? Pitch is up high to Sam Allen, 1-0. And in about 10 days is when the region tournament will begin.
Where is the season gone? Sam looking more disciplined at the plate. Earlier in the season, he would have chased after that pitch up high and way high, and he laid off it, looking a lot better.
There goes Richie Cleary. This pitch is in the dirt. It's back to the screen. Cleary will stand up at second base without a throw. Credit Richie with a stolen base, and the Rams cleanup batter, Big Richie Cleary, barreling down towards second, and give him credit for what will be his 8th stolen base of 1995.
And fortunate for Richie, the ball goes back to the screen, but he's off and running, so he gets credit for the stolen base no matter what. So the Rams with another chance.
He will take his lead. It's a delayed steal of third. Throw down there, though, beats him by a mile, and he is out, and that'll be the third out of the inning. This time, Cleary, the delayed go toward third base. Wayne Jenkins was alert and awake behind home plate, and he retired Cleary by a long shot there at third base. So for the Rams in the inning, they pick up a total of 3 runs. They do so on 1 hit, and they leave no one on base. And we have played 2 innings from Riverside Park with your score. The Newton Rams 6 and the Rockdale Bulldogs nothing. We'll be back with more 8 Quad A South action. Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
For the best in chiropractic care, visit Lithonia First Chiropractic. Dr. Michael Brust specializes in nerve and spine rehabilitation. Call for an appointment, 482-1114, 482-1114. Most insurance accepted, and we take care of your insurance paperwork at no charge to you. Call Lithonia First Chiropractic at 3081 Stone Mountain Street in Lithonia, 482-1114, 482-1114.
Charles Evans Nissan refuses to be undersold. We will meet or beat any advertised price on any in-stock unit. If you are tired of high pressure and the runaround, come to Charles Evans Nissan in Conyers. We put the fun back into buying a car. Charles Evans Nissan is located at 1420 Iris Drive in Conyers, 922-7600. Remember, Charles Evans Nissan, we won't be undersold. That's 922-7600.
With the Newton Rams leading the Rockdale Bulldogs 6-0 and looking for their 8th sub-region win in only their 10th sub-region game. And taking you through with your play-by-play action as we go to the top of the third, Bill Dolan.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. And the Rockdale Bulldogs, that's Bulldogs with 1G, will send the 9th place hitter and then around to the top of the order here in the 3rd inning. Sean Freeman, the 3rd baseman, leads off against Brent Johnson. And here's the first pitch to him. He bunts, but foul behind the plate. And he'll come back and tee it up again. Down in the count, no balls and 1 strike.
That time Freeman got on top of the ball. He was trying to lay that ball straight down, and that's not a bad idea with the way the grass is out there around home plate. Only problem was he was a little too far on top of that one.
Swing and a miss at a fastball outside corner. Good location, good velocity. Just a good pitch by Brent Johnson.
Looked like it had a good tail on it, and that caused the lefty to be a bit deceived.
Here comes the 0-2. Just off the plate, and tough pitch to take for the hitter, Sean Freeman. Good pitch by Brent Johnson. He works quickly and brings the 1-2 offering home. And a strike call, the let-up pitch caught the corner, and that's going to be the 3rd strikeout for Brent Johnson.
Johnson doing the job with the strikeouts, and as you notice, he has not walked a batter, he has hit a batter, and he's only given up 2 base hits. That's how you pitch a winning ball game. Of course, 6 runs of support in 2 innings doesn't hurt either.
And here's the first pitch to leadoff hitter Johnny Green, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. Getting to rain a little harder. Brent working quickly, brings the 0-1 home to Johnny Green, and it's chopped back up over the middle. Ryan Allen charges, gloves, throws, got him. Good play by Ryan Allen.
As a shortstop, he played that one very calmly, very coolly, and did a very, very good job handling a short hop as he was crossing the second base bag. Had a long way to run for that one. Made it look almost easy. Really adjusting to the shortstop position.
Making the plays and looking better and better at it. Of course, when he played second base, he was almost impeccable. He did not make an error out there. And I know it bothered him a little to move over there, but he has really adjusted well and doing a great job out there. That's going to bring Josh Miller to the plate, and the first one low and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Rain continues to fall here at Riverside Park. Brent Johnson brings a 1-0 home. Swing and a miss at the fastball on the inside part of the plate. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Miller, the left fielder for the Rockdale Bulldogs, readies for Johnson's 1-1, and here it is. Off-speed pitch, just a little bit low and away. That makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and dribble down towards third. Sam Allen charges up, gloves, throws in the dirt, and it'll get by Coffin. And the runner, Miller, heads down to second base. And he'll be there now with 2 outs on a errant throw by Sam Allen, the third baseman.
And Sam handled the hop very, very well at third base. He handled it a lot like Ryan Allen handled his hop a little earlier at second. However, the throw, a little errant, as you said, toward first base, that's been kind of a problem for the third baseman this year. A few errant throws, and this one a little bit low, and that's what caused the runner to be at second.
Of course, on a day like today, you can understand the possibility of a throw getting away a little bit. Sam was charging and kind of halfway stopped a little bit, and I think that threw his momentum away on his throw, possibly. That brings Wayne Jenkins, the catcher, to the plate, and he takes the first pitch, a let up for a called strike. Jenkins grounded on 1 hop to second baseman Ryan Moon back in the first inning. He hits here with 2 outs and the count of 1 strike. And a let up and a beauty. And that makes the count now 0-2 as Brent Johnson not having near the problem with the ball that Derek Frazier is for the Rockdale Bulldogs.
His control is there, and the key is he's throwing off-speed pitches for strikes, which means he's not really been bothered that much by the rain.
Johnson readies and brings the 0-2 home. And it's a fastball in behind the ear of Wayne Jenkins, and that should have unsettled him just a little bit as the wild thing gets a message across. 1-2 the count. 2 outs. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, and Wayne Jenkins, after ducking out of the way, didn't know what to expect, and Brent Johnson, with a beauty, ends up with his 4th strikeout of the game, 2nd of the inning. For the Rockdale Bulldogs, they get no runs, there were no hits, 1 Ram error, and the Rams did not have to pay for that, and the Bulldogs left 1 runner on base. We head now to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is now Newton 6 and Rockdale nothing. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Have you noticed lately how many people are wearing pagers? It's incredible how popular pagers have become. No doubt, the tremendous popularity of pagers is because a pager is one of the most reliable and economical ways to stay in touch. East Metro Paging offers reliable Motorola pagers, and basic coverage gives you all the Metro Atlanta area, including Athens. Our extended coverage pager works in other major Georgia cities. That's East Metro Paging, your hometown paging company. Go by and see them today on Highway 278, a quarter mile east of the hospital in Covington, or give them a call at 786-6796. That's East Metro Paging, a division of East Metro Communications Incorporated, located on Highway 278, just east of the hospital. Call them at 786-6796. That's 786-6796.
From Riverside Park at Newton High School, it's been a good day so far for the Newton Rams baseball team. They are up 6-0 and a chance to add to the lead. Bill Dolan will bring you the play-by-play.
Thank you, Kevin Holden, from a rainy Riverside Park. The lights are on here. It is dismal and gray, but the ground is so dry as you look out onto the field, it does not appear to have done any damage to the field. And we're waiting for a Ram hitter to come out to the plate. This is one thing the Rams don't want to do is stall with a lead and rain falling.
Something happened with Sam Allen. He had taken some cuts on the on-deck circle, but suddenly disappeared. Now he's back.
Sam Allen, he walked in the first inning and was left stranded. Sam's starting to heat it up a little bit, hopefully, as we head towards possible postseason play. He waits for the first offering from Frazier, and a bounce pass to the catcher who fails to come up with it. Looked like he was cutting for a layup there. We've seen a lot of those bounce passes today from Derek Frazier.
And the catcher, Wayne Jenkins, I'm sure, is picking up his experience and blocking those bounce passes.
Derek Frazier readies with the 1-0. Here it is, and a little bit low in the dirt. That makes the count 2 balls and no strikes to senior Sam Allen. The Rams have rebounded from 2 tough losses last week to pick up 2 wins. And another bounce, and this time the save off the waffle of Wayne Jenkins. For those of you that don't know, a waffle is a piece of gear used by a hockey goaltender. He's had to make many stops. 3-0 the count. Here's the cripple pitch and strike called. That makes the count 3-1 now on Sam Allen, leading off the bottom of the third inning.
If it goes along at this rate, I have a feeling Wayne Jenkins may be the most tired Rockdale Bulldog before this is over.
Swing and a miss at a fastball on the outside corner. Sam unable to catch up with that fastball, and the count runs full now. Rams up 6-0. Here's the payoff to Sam. Shot at the shortstop. Big hop. Good play by Ryan Yeomans over to first in time.
That ball was literally skidding along the ground and hit. Good job there.
Excellent play. And I've seen other people take that ball and lose some teeth over it when it comes up that quickly. But he did react very quickly, came up, made a good play, and retired Sam Allen. Sam, once again, although making an out, hit the ball very hard. That brings Lance Coffin to the plate. He flied out to right field his first time. And the pitch is up high for a ball. Hit a line shot right to the right fielder. Luke Allen was on third at the time and broke halfway home instead of tagging, and that probably cost Lance an RBI chance there. Next pitch, once again, bounces in the dirt. 2-0 the count.
This time it was a fastball from Derek Frazier that bounced, and that had to make him wonder.
Coffin readies for the 2-0. Here it comes, and low, and another good stop by Wayne Jenkins as the ball was down in the dirt again. 3-0 the count. Derek Frazier has thrown an inordinate amount of pitches for this early in the ball game. If Wayne Jenkins isn't the most tired, then Derek Frazier certainly will be. And there's a bouncing ball back to the backstop, and Lance Coffin will hustle down to first base with the base on balls.
And Coffin so far in 2 trips to the plate has reached base once. That is consistent with the on-base average coming into this week, exactly 500. He has been right at 500 for a couple of weeks.
And that's going to bring Brent Johnson to the plate. Brent doing a fine job on the mound. Under these conditions, it's amazing that his control has been as good as it has. And he hit a pretty hard shot down to the first baseman to end the first inning as the first baseman, Chris Womack, made a good play on the ball. Brent has really been hitting the ball better as of late. Besides that tremendous home run he hit, he also had a single against Winder Monday. Snap throw back to first, Coffin back in time, and Frazier almost threw that one into the bullpen.
Womack had to cross over into foul territory and literally jump to make that catch. Coffin nearly ended up at second or maybe even third.
Here's the pitch to Brent, and it's low and in the dirt, and a good stop by Jenkins to keep Lance Coffin at first base.
That one only an inch or two in the dirt in front of home plate.
A lot closer, gaining on it. Rams up 6-0. The rain has lightened up considerably. It's just a light drizzle right now. Derek Frazier brings a 1-0, and Coffin is going fair down the left field line, and that'll be 2 into the corner. Coffin easily into third, and Brent Johnson strolls into second with a stand-up double.
Between Coffin and Brent Johnson, there isn't a whole lot of speed on the base paths, but despite that fact, they both made it to second and third. That ball was hit ever so hard down the third base line. Interestingly enough, though, by the time it got to Josh Miller, it died. He had to come in a few steps to pick it up.
In the grass in the outfield, you'll see the ball dying. The ball is skipping on the infield, but it appears to be slowing in the outfield. So the outfielders have to be a little more careful than normal. That's going to bring Ryan Moon to the plate. Ryan walked his first at bat, stole a base, and scored a run. Rams with something going here again, only 1 out in the third inning. Runners lead away, infield in, Frazier's pitch, and what else but bouncing up to home plate. This has to really be frustrating for Derek Frazier. He's a good pitcher, but to have this much trouble with the ball bouncing like that, it starts to wear on your mind after a while. And when your fastball starts bouncing, then you know you're really struggling. 1-0 the count to Ryan Moon. Swinging a shot up the middle. Holds the runner at third, throws to first, and a good play once again by Ryan Yeomans as he was able to hold Lance Coffin at third and retire Ryan Moon on the play.
There's an advantage of bringing the infield in on ground balls like that. You're able to keep that runner at third base, and keeping them in that position was very helpful for Rockdale there, making it 2 down. Now they can play the infield back. Most of the time, though, when you bring that infield in and there's a slap shot like that, usually hurts you.
Matt Easterday steps to the plate and takes a ball low. Matt also walked his first time at the plate. Lance Coffin did not break on that ball, since the infield was in. The Rams basically normally play with the infield in. Do not go on first contact, and he held his ground there. There's a shot into right field. That's a base hit. One run will score, and Brent Johnson will hold at third. And Matt Easterday continues his good hitting, going the other way with the ball through the huge hole into right field.
And that'll be the 7th run for the Newton Rams. And right now for Newton High School, a key is to make sure that this is an official game as soon as possible. The rain has actually let up, but there is heavy rain throughout the area, mostly north of here. But if one of those showers happen to come down this way and drench the field, they may not be able to continue. And so if there could be an official game with the Rams up by this much, it would be a victory.
And Ryan Allen steps to the plate. Throw over to first. Easterday back in time. Rams still with runners on the corners, so may see them attempt something here. Matt Easterday with only one stolen base on the season. He has been caught twice. Another throw over there as the Rockdale Bulldogs think evidently something must be on. Ryan Moon stands on deck if the Rams can keep it going. And Easterday bluffs and doesn't go. Ryan Allen swinging a miss. And Matt Easterday will trot down to second as that ball was in the dirt for a wild pitch. And the Rams now with runners at second and third.
Got to be one of those days for the Rockdale Bulldogs. They concentrated on keeping Easterday at first, looking for the force at second base, and on of all things, a swing and a miss on a pitch that was almost in the dirt. Easterday gets a chance to advance, and so all the throws to first are all for naught.
A base hit here by Ryan Allen could play two. Swinging right up the middle, and that hits Frazier, and he looks like he's hurt. Yeoman comes in and falls down as Brent Johnson scores. And that ball had to hurt as it was lined right back at Derek Frazier.
What a calamity for the Rockdale Bulldogs so far. That one was lined straight back at Frazier. Nothing you can do when something like a bullet like that is coming right at you. Frazier is holding out his pitching hand, and that has to scare the man who's approaching him right now, David Bell. Also, when the Rockdale infielder, I think it was Yeomans that came in to grab that ball, he slipped and fell right on the hindquarters, which probably tells you it's a little slippery in the infield. But two of those things happening on one play has got to tell the Rockdale Bulldogs that it just isn't their day.
And I don't think they would have thrown Ryan Allen out even if Ryan Yeomans had come up clean with it. Ryan just is really smoking the ball now. And that's like what he's done so far. That one going right back up the middle. And he does his best hitting when he's coming from the middle or the left side. And we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll be back to tell you about it in just a moment. You're listening to Newton Rams Baseball on WGFS, AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
The people at East Metro Communications know that it's not nice to brag, but they have got to do it. They want everyone to know that they have received the AirTouch Cellular Small Market Agent of the Year Award. This means East Metro Communications outperformed 35 other AirTouch Cellular agents. Their customer service record has put them ahead of the competition. This is the 14th time East Metro has been recognized for outstanding performance. That's East Metro Communications Incorporated, 7115 Highway 278, 786-6796. And now through May 13th, new customers and some existing ones may be eligible for $100 airtime free. Call or stop by for details. That's East Metro Communications, located on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-6796. East Metro Communications is an authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular, the new name for Pactel.
We're back from Riverside Park at Newton High School in Covington, Georgia, where the Newton Rams lead the Rockdale Bulldogs 8-0, and we hope Derek Frazier's okay. He's going to stay in the game, but he's going to play right field as David Bell isn't going to take any chances here. Down 8 in the third, he'll bring in Grant Taylor, and we'll bring in Bill Dolan for the play-by-play.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. Grant Taylor is a junior. He stands 5'9", and a slim 150, throws from the right side, and he'll come in to relieve Derek Frazier, who had definitely not one of his better outings today. And like you say, hopefully he's okay. That ball had to hurt as it was a rocket hit right back up the middle by Ryan Allen, who continues to just be on fire for the Rams.
That's exactly right. He hit that ball about as hard as you can hit something like that. Unfortunately, it was right back at Frazier's body. It turned out to hit him, I believe, on the pitching hand. And when you're down 8 runs, there's no sense in risking anything. So Grant Taylor's going to come in here and relieve Frazier, who will, like we said before, stay in the game, and he'll be out in right field. That'll get a chance to give him a little rest.
Well, I think one of the reasons they went ahead and did that, too, the DH was the right fielder at the time, or the one man being DH for, so therefore the pitcher will now not bat, as the DH will continue to hit for that particular spot in the lineup, and Derek Frazier then will hit where he was in his spot in the lineup, but play right field now. The Rams, when we resume play, have runners at the corners. Ryan Allen is at first, and Matt Easterday down at third, and Brian Moon will be the hitter. Brian was hit by a pitch his last at bat and had a single his first time up, and a stolen base, one of those patented delayed steals that he has become so adept at this year.
He has at least 11 stolen bases, 10 coming into the week, and he had one against Winder Barrow, so make it 12 so far in 95 for Brian Moon. Folks, last year, Brian Moon had one stolen base.
And the stolen base Monday also was the delayed steal. The one tonight was so well executed that there was not a throw on a delayed steal. The catcher, Wayne Jenkins, just never saw him going. And Brian Moon in the second without a throw on a delayed steal. 2 outs, though, here in the bottom of the third. Rams up 8-0. Brian Moon steps up to the dish, and he'll face Grant Taylor. Ryan Allen with his lead. Here's the pitch. Up high for a ball to the Moondog. 1-0 the count. No, a light rainfall in here. Speaking of light, the lights are on. Ryan Moon hoping to add to the Ram lead. Ryan Allen is going. The pitch high for a ball. The throw not in time. Gets into center field. Easterday will score. Allen moves on down to third base. So credit a stolen base to Ryan Allen and an error on the throw. And that allows the runner to score and Ryan Allen to go to third.
Sorry about that, Bill. Jenkins' throw to second base was up beyond Johnny Green, who had come in to possibly cut it off and keep the runner at third. He decided to let the throw go. It bounced off of Yeoman's glove and into center. And that brings another one home. And the speedy Ryan Allen takes advantage, and now he's at third. And a base hit or some way of reaching base into getting Ryan Allen home could give the Rams a double-digit lead here.
This is something that the Rams really have not done too much of, just come out and really jump on somebody and try to give the broadcasting team a breathing space. Swing and a miss at a fastball on the inside corner. Brian turned on it and came up empty. We've had some seriously close games that have just caused our hearts to pound, so we know all of you out there have to be in the same boat as we are. 1-1 the count, and here it comes. Led up outside, and Brian ahead in the count now, 2 balls and 1 strike. Brian's perfect on the day, a single and a hit by pitch, hoping to keep that string going. He readies himself, and here comes the 2-1 to him, and that's down in the dirt, back to the backstop, and Ryan Allen not going as he held up. That makes it... Well, I'm not sure if it hit him or if something else happened, but Brian Moon is down at first base now.
Well, either way, whether he was hit by a pitch or whether that was ball 4, which I don't think we had that count as ball 4, but the Rams will have runners at the corners. Credit Newton with this much. They're taking on a nationally ranked team on Monday, and they could have really been looking forward to that game and looking completely past the Rockdale Bulldogs, but the scoreboard indicates that this is not the case.
And Luke Allen steps to the plate. Luke struck out his last time and received a free pass his first at bat, and also had a stolen base as the Rams stole several bases in that first inning. Grant Taylor, the new Rockdale pitcher. Brian Moon at first, Ryan Allen at third. Here's the pitch. And there's a called strike, inside corner at the knees, as Luke was bailing out a little bit. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
When you're a hitter who's looking to regain your confidence at the plate, one of the last things you want is a pitch that's so far down that you skip out of being called a strike. That may hurt him.
And a bounce up to the plate. That looks rather familiar, just a different pitcher throwing it up there. Good stop, though, by Wayne Jenkins, the catcher, to keep the runners where they were. That makes the count now 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs here in the third inning. Rams have plated 3 more here. They've scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, and 3 in the third en route to a 9-zip lead. Taylor brings the next one. That's a little bit high and away, and the count goes to 3 balls and 1 strike now.
With this man on base, and Richie Cleary comes up with the bases loaded and could do serious damage with 1 swing of the bat.
Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Swing and popped up into shallow left field. Josh Miller comes in, camps under it, and makes the play, and that's going to do it for the Rams in the bottom of the third inning. They do score 3 runs, though, and they did so on 3 base hits. There was 1 error by the Rockdale Bulldogs, and the Rams left 2 runners on base. We head now to the top of the 4th inning. Your score, a good one, Newton 9, Rockdale 0. You're listening to Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating at 786-4937. They'll send them packing, termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches, and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
If you're a serious sports fan and you crave serious sports talk, then you need to tune in to WGFS AM 1430 each and every Saturday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. for Sports Source Weekly. Todd Q. Chapman and Kevin Holden will be taking your phone calls. We'll be discussing sports topics on the professional level, the collegiate level, and on the local high school level. That's Sports Source Weekly, heard every Saturday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. with Todd Q. Chapman and Kevin Holden right here on Newton County's Source for Sports, WGFS AM 1430.
It's April's Best Buys of the Month going on now at Mayfield Ace Hardware. A Wedco 2.5-gallon poly can, only $2.77. Ace long-handled shovels, $9.99 each. Wesley's Car Wash or Tire Cleaner, $1.99 each. And an Ace 34-gallon trash can, only $8.77. It's April's Best Buys of the Month going on now at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square and in Newton Plaza.
We're back and here at Riverside Park, Newton High School, where the Rams are up 9-0 as we go to the 4th inning, and Bill Dolan will bring you the play-by-play action.
And the Rams on the good end of a 9-0 score, holding the schneid over the Rockdale Bulldogs. And it's real simple for Brent Johnson. Do what he's done, go out and throw strikes, let the defense work behind him, don't put people on, and at least get 5 innings in this game so we have a legal ball game. Chris Womack, the first baseman, leads off in the 4th and takes a ball a little bit low, I guess.
In fact, if I'm not mistaken, if the Bulldogs don't take the lead here, or even if they do take the lead, when the inning finishes, this will be now an official game.
Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 2-0 the count now.
Given that it's a 7-inning affair, 3.5, I think, is official.
Okay. We'll find out. Here's the 2-0. There's a called strike as Brent bounces back and gets back in the count, 2-1.
You know something I don't know?
I thought he still went 5 in the 7. I'm not sure, though. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss as Brent took a little something off that pitch on the corner at about waist high. Here comes the 2-2 and a little nubber. Sam Allen charges, gloves, throws, pulls Lance off the bag, but he makes the tag. So 1 down quickly here in the 4th inning.
Sam Allen did the right thing there. Instead of rushing to throw to first base, he took 2 or 3 or 4 extra steps to plant himself and to get good balance so he wouldn't throw something way offline to first base. And Kaufman still had to come off the bag, but it was toward the runner, and that's a lot easier to make the tag under those circumstances.
It sure was. Zach Frazier steps to the plate now and takes a called strike. No balls in 1 strike. Frazier was a strikeout victim his first time. Johnson working quickly brings the 0-1 home. It's a curveball and a beauty as it catches the inside corner. And Brent Johnson, staying ahead in the count, is now quickly ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Has Frazier just where he wants him. Catches the sign from catcher Brian Moon and brings it home with a little bit of heat upstairs, but a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to count.
Johnson likes to challenge the hitter's 0-2 with that high heat. He's been pretty successful setting up a pitch outside most of the time.
Here's the 1-2 swing and a miss as he came inside, took a little something off it, and Frazier didn't have a clue.
Well, he didn't have to go outside. He came back inside with the fastball, and once again, Frazier was a little off balance. Johnson on 0-2 likes to unsettle the hitter every once in a while. He certainly did that to Jenkins at the end of last inning.
Certainly did, and that's his 5th strikeout in the ball game now. And here's the first offering to designated hitter Ed Cheatham, and that's inside for a ball. Cheatham was struck by the wild thing his first at bat. Johnson brings it home, swing and a miss, a good moving fastball, as Cheatham was not able to catch up to it. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 4th inning. Rams on the best end of a 9-zip score. Here's the next one. Off Brian Moon's glove and back to the screen. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
And you could see Johnson kicking the dirt out of his cleats there, apparently, when he planted for that pitch. His cleats didn't plant exactly where he wanted. That pitch ended up probably a foot, maybe not quite that much, but pretty close to a foot outside.
Here comes the 2-1, and that hits Cheatham again, and didn't look like he made a real big effort to get out of the way of that one, Kevin Holden.
He didn't the first time either, Bill. As a matter of fact, reminds me a lot of Don Baylor, if you ever watched Mr. Baylor, or even Ron Hunt, who every once in a while would lean into pitches sometimes to get hit by pitches. Those folks played Major League Baseball back about 15, 20 years ago and seemed to be the masters of being hit by a pitch, and it seems like Ed Cheatham was watching the videotape of those two.
Kind of turned his shoulder into that one a little bit where it wouldn't hurt catching it on the non-throwing arm. Here's the first pitch to Derek Frazier, and he ducks at a pitch that really didn't appear to be that much inside. And he's ahead in the count now, 1 ball and no strike. Johnson checks Cheatham and brings the 1-0 home to Frazier. And that ball's popped up. Ryan Allen, the shortstop, calls for it, backing out, makes the play, and that's going to do it for the Bulldogs in the 4th inning. As they get no runs, they had no hits, there were no Ram errors, and 1 runner left on base. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and yes, indeed, the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding inning, your chance to win 100 hot wings. The score from Riverside Park, Newton 9, Rockdale 0. You're listening to Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for Air Touch Cellular.
Your guide to lawn care, farming, and gardening is the Farm and Garden Depot on Emory Street in Covington. For animal health, they have vitamins, dewormers, Happy Jack and Adams flea products, rabbit cages and supplies, chicken feeders and supplies, and AG Spot sprayers. That's the Farm and Garden Depot, 4125 Emory Street, behind Burger King in Covington. 787-3870, 787-3870.
Hey, Carl, the greenskeeper here for the Hard Luck Cafe. You know, that's that little red building down by Nationwise. After a hard day hunting varmints on the golf course, I love to stop by and get some hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. They've got them all the way from that extra mile up to my favorite, TNT. It's a real Cinderella story how Randy has become king of the wings. So stop by and see Randy or call him at 787-0421. When you do, tell him Carl sent you and maybe he'll give me a free wing or something. Remember, that's 787-0421.
Welcome back to Riverside Park at Newton High School as we rush along with Newton Ram baseball. Bottom half of the 4th, the Rams have a 9-0 lead, enjoying a nice breather for once from Riverside Park. Bill Dolan, your play-by-play.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. And as we head to the bottom of the 4th, Richie Cleary will lead it off in the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding inning, and he will be batting for Liz Coffin. Liz Coffin has 100 hot wings on the line if Richie Cleary can take it out of the park here. Grant Taylor, the pitcher for the Bulldogs, brings the first one home to Richie. Off-speed pitch, and Cleary way out in front. Can't catch up with it. He's behind. No balls and 1 strike.
The Wing Ding inning will result in 100 hot wings now. If someone can hit one out, Liz Coffin wouldn't mind a bit.
Here's the next one to Richie, and a little bit low, once again an off-speed pitch, and that evens the count at 1-1. Grant Taylor brings the 1-1. Fastball drilled to left center field. Back. The center fielder has a bead on the track, and he comes up with it. And Liz Coffin, you missed by about 10 feet of 100 hot wings.
Richie Cleary absolutely drove that ball to left center field. At first, off the bat, I thought it had a chance to leave the yard. In fact, at some of the smaller fields around this area, he might have had a chance. But in this case, 5 to 10 feet short, and Liz Coffin not a winner, but certainly must have had a skip of a heartbeat there for a moment.
And the center fielder almost fell down out there on the track. It's starting to get a little slippery out there as the rain is picking up again. And that brings Sam Allen to the plate, and he'll be batting for Chris Kane of Newbern, Georgia. Here's Taylor's first pitch to Sam, and it's upstairs for a ball. Sam, second on the team in home runs with 2, behind the man who just hit, Richie who has 3. So Chris Kane, if Sam Allen can tie Richie for the team lead, you'll be 100 hot wings to the better. And the 1-0 pitch bounces up there, and the count now quickly 2 balls and no strikes to Sam Allen.
And Taylor is having a lot of the same problems that Derek Frazier had in throwing strikes, especially early in the count. And when you do that, that's when you have to groove the fastballs, and that's when the hitters have the chance to hit those hard line drives and potential home runs.
Really kind of surprising that both Rockdale pitchers have had those problems, whereas Brent Johnson is cruising along like it were 85 degrees and the sun was out there. Sam Allen awaits the 2-0 pitch, wants something to drive. Here it comes, and it's way outside. 3-0 the count now to senior Sam Allen. Rain beginning to come down just a little bit harder. Wind blowing towards right field. Here's the 3-0. Ball 4, and Sam reaches base on the Annie Oakley.
Rockdale pitchers have had some trouble with the free passes in this game. There's no doubt about that. In fact, in every inning, the Rams have scored 3 runs so far, and walks have really played a part every time.
And that's going to bring Lance Coffin to the dish, and he'll be hitting for Cheryl Vaughn of Covington, Georgia, as Grant Taylor tosses over to first and Sam Allen back in time. Cheryl Vaughn of Covington, Georgia, could be the recipient of 100 hot wings if Lance Coffin can hit his first dinger of the season. Breaking ball, Lance Coffin bailed out about halfway to East Covington there, and it broke in for a called strike. He's behind, no balls and 1 strike. Sam has his lead down at first. Grant Taylor checks on him, throws back over there. Allen with the head first, back in time.
You know, Bill, 100 hot wings to the winner, if they can hit a home run, I think would be enough to share maybe 20 or 30 with each of us.
I'm sure they would become some of our better friends, wouldn't they?
Most certainly.
And Taylor, Sam Allen going. The pitch popped up on the infield. Allen reversing his track. Second baseman underneath it. Johnny Green gets it, and Allen, with a good job of base running, gets back to first base.
What he did, he went about 2/3 of the way to second base, and when he saw the ball was popped up, literally threw on the brakes, just stopped, ended up sliding on his feet about 5 or 10 feet, to give you an idea of how kind of slippery it is out there. Then, of course, the head first slide back into first, and with the muddy conditions, the uniform extra dirty for Mr. Sam Allen.
And that's going to bring Brent Johnson to the plate, and Brent will be hitting for Teresa Cleary of Covington, Georgia. Brent Johnson hit his first one of the season Monday. First pitch to him, a fastball high and away. 1-0 the count. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Hard Luck Cafe wing-ding inning. Grant Taylor checks Sam Allen, and the next one back to the backstop, and Sam will waltz into second base on the wild pitch.
So in addition to the bases on balls, Taylor throwing the wild pitches just like Derek Frazier had earlier in this game. And what you do in circumstances like this, you throw a wild pitch with a runner at first and 2 outs. Instead of a single just advancing him and not scaring you at all, now with Sam Allen at second base, he can take a good lead out there. And if Johnson can hit a single, especially into the outfield, the Braves will have another run.
Brent Johnson had a double his last at bat and scored a run. Here comes the 2-0, and it's upstairs and away. 3-0 the count now. I believe in looking out at the flag that on Richie Cleary's ball, if the wind had not been blowing so hard, I think it would have gotten out here. I imagine Randy and Craig down there had their hearts pump a little bit. Pitch inside, and that's ball 4 to Brent Johnson. Rams with 2 runners on now here in the bottom of the 4th.
Taylor's fastball has a fair amount of velocity on it, so that's definitely not the problem for him. The problem has just been control, like it has been for the first Rockdale pitcher of this game. And now with 2 men on, Ryan Moon, who has been a pretty hot hitter of his own the last couple of games, will have a chance to drive in the double-digit lead run.
Ram runners lead away, and here's the first pitch to Moon, and that's back to the backstop. Both runners will advance. Sam Allen down to third, Brent Johnson down to second.
Taylor's offering there was about 5 feet outside, and it looked just like the other wild pitch earlier in this inning. Jenkins literally sprung from the crouch out to try to block that pitch. It was that far outside, but he couldn't. It got by him before he could bounce in front of that ball. And the 2 wild pitches has made the situation go from a runner at first 2 outs to second and third with 2 outs.
By the way, Ryan Allen bats for Ryan Moon, Still having trouble with all these Ryans and Allens and everything else. Martha Powell of Brown Bridge Road. Ryan Moon looking for his first home run of the season, trying to win Martha Powell 100 hot wings. Here's the pitch. and it's a number foul into the Ram dugout, and that now brings the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 outs, though, here in the 4th inning. The Rams have plated 3 in each of the first 3 innings. Can they get 3 in this inning to keep that streak going? 2 outs now. Ryan Moon, the sophomore second baseman, readies for the 2-1, and here it comes. Low and away, 3-1 the count now. At Easterday on deck. Matt had a big base hit his last at bat and drove in a run.
Easterday could possibly be the most dangerous number 9 hitter in Quad A baseball.
Done a great job from down there, almost like having another leadoff hitter. Here's the 3-1, and Ryan grounds it hard to the second baseman, and he boots it. Ryan will reach first on the error, and Brent Johnson scoots back to third base. So no RBI for Ryan Moon, but he keeps the inning going as the run scores on the misplay by the second baseman.
Bill, that ball was slowly hit, and Green stood out at second base and waited for it to come to him. You could almost sense that something was going to happen. It's really been that kind of day here at Riverside Park, and most certainly it bounced away towards second base.
He stayed way back on the ball, did not make any moves towards it, and a lot of times when that happens, that ball at the last minute will come up on you and eat you up, and that's exactly what it did. Really not hit that hard, but when you don't make any move to field the ball, these things can happen. Now 10-zip for the Rams here in the 4th inning. At Easterday, ready. Here's the first pitch to him, and that ball skied down the right field line. Right fielder Frazier on his horse gets it, and that's going to take care of the Rams here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They do score 1 run without the benefit of a hit. There was an error by the Rockdale Bulldogs, and the Rams left 2 runners on base. We head now to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is Newton 10, Rockdale zip. You're listening to Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, and that is made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for Air Touch Cellular.
Hey, Carl, the greenskeeper here for the Hard Luck Cafe. You know, that's that little red building down by Nationwise. After a hard day hunting varmints on the golf course, I love to stop by and get some hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. They've got them all the way from that extra mile up to my favorite, TNT. It's a real Cinderella story how Randy has become king of the wings. So stop by and see Randy or call him at 787-0421. When you do, tell him Carl sent you and maybe he'll give me a free wing or something. Remember, that's 787-0421.
This week at Goodies, every top and short in the store is on sale. Every style, every color, every brand. Like Levi's Red Tap denim shorts for juniors and misses, now $24.99. And Crested cotton tees, only $5.99. Save on Levi's denim shorts for guys, too, just $22.99. All this week at Goodies Family Clothing.
Feels good. Feels true. Goodies feels like you.
Welcome back to Riverside Park, Newton High School. If you're a Newton Ram fan, you have reason to smile on kind of a gloomy day. The reason being the Newton Rams on top by 10. It is 10-zip as we go to the 5th. Bill Dolan has also been bringing you the play-by-play. Reason in itself to be smiling.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. The Rams on the good end of a 10-0 score, and for once, I'm resting a little easier. I feel pretty good about this one. Brent Johnson cruising along, doing a great job, as he has done all year for the Rams. And the Bulldogs will send shortstop Ryan Yeomans to the plate, Sean Freeman, and then the leadoff hitter Johnny Green here as we go to the top of the 5th, and it is raining hard now. Begin to wonder about whether the JV game will get a chance to be played. Johnson with the first pitch, and yes, indeed, a called strike.
I bet you're about as happy with this one as you were with the Henry County game about the 5th inning.
Here's the next one. That ball looped towards right field. Ryan Moon on his horse can't get it. And Richie Cleary comes in and makes the play. And once again, a ball not hit hard at all, just looped. And in that dead man zone out there, Ryan Moon gave it a great chase, but just couldn't quite come up with it. Credit Ryan Yeomans with a base hit.
And Cleary watched Moon as he went out because Ryan Moon had made up his mind from the time the ball was hit that he was either going to try to make the catch or give himself up completely trying to do so. Unfortunately, it was just out of his reach, and Cleary was right there. In fact, the runner kind of slow getting down to first base.
I thought for a minute Richie might unleash a throw and try to nail him at first base, and might have gotten him. First pitch to Sean Freeman is outside for a ball as the rains are really coming now. Here's the 1-0, and that's a little bit low and outside. 2-0 the count now to the Bulldog third baseman. Brent Johnson, snap throw to first. He dives back in time. Johnson has worked quickly all day, even with runners on base. Of course, when it's raining out there, you don't want to stand out there too long, so 2-0 the count, and here's the pitch. And there's a called strike. Brent, I don't think, has gone to a 3-ball count yet today. He has really been right around that plate and doing a good job. 2-1 the count. The runner leads away. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul back to the screen by Sean Freeman. And Brent Johnson has even the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sounds completely simple, completely logical. Get ahead of the hitter if you don't begin throwing strikes, although a lot of pitchers have a lot of trouble understanding a very logical thing like that. Johnson has had no trouble with it this game.
He's really done an excellent job at it. Here's the 2-2, and there's a shot to Ryan Moon. Over to second for one, over to first. They got them both. The old twin killing, and the Rams have really looked good turning that double play since Ryan Allen went to short and Ryan Moon to second base.
I want you to contrast exactly what happened there with what would have happened about 2 weeks ago. That ball took a very, very weird hop right in front of Moon, but he recovered, made the play. The flip to Allen was smooth. The throw to first was smooth, a lot different from the defense a few weeks back.
And that brings Johnny Green, the second base and leadoff hitter, to the plate. Johnny had a base hit his first at bat. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Here's the 1-0, and that's fouled right back here and out of play. That evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. As we're in the top of the 5th inning, your score from a damp Riverside Park, Newton 10. That's 1-0, fans. 10-0. 1-1 the count. Johnson readies and brings it home. Little bit inside. That makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. A lot of people on hand here because there is a junior varsity game scheduled after this one if the rain will hold off. The 2-1 pitch, called strike on the outside corner, a beauty from Brent Johnson. Brings the 2-2 just off the inside part of the plate. Another good pitch. That runs the count full now, 3-2.
We can see that Johnson wanted that strike 3 call also.
Here's the payoff pitch, and another foul back to the backstop. Coach Joe Brassfield hustles and retrieves the ball. He's going to throw it out of play as it got wet and nasty and dirty and everything else as the rain continues to fall here at Riverside Park.
There are going to be a lot of wet and dirty things here tonight.
All the JV players down below watching the Ram varsity play. Brent Johnson brings the payoff pitch, swinging another foul back to the backstop. Johnson right around that plate with every pitch, continuing to work ahead in the count and not hurting himself, and the defense playing well behind it tonight. And the offense, although they really haven't pounded the ball, Rockdale has given them quite a few bases on balls and wild pitches that the Rams have taken advantage of it tonight. They're not leaving people sitting around on base. They're scoring the runs in bunches when they need to. Johnson brings the 3-2 home, and there's a ground ball headed towards the hole. Ryan Allen gets over and can't come up with it as he moved far to his right into the hole, and I don't believe he would have gotten him had he come up cleanly on the play. We're going to go ahead and give Johnny Green a base hit on that play as it was well into the hole and a tough play for Ryan Allen to make.
Bill, the Rams have a third baseman known, I guess you could call him Mr. Intense. I guess that could be a name for him, Sam Allen. And the Rams are up by 10 runs, yet on that ground ball, he was diving, literally diving for that ground ball, which was out of his reach by 3 or 4 feet.
That probably would have been the only chance they would have really had to get the runner at first, but Sam came up empty as he dove for it. Like you say, that intensity is there at all times as Josh Miller, the left fielder, takes ball 1. Here's the 1-0 from Johnson. Swing and a miss at a good pitch. Inside corner at the knees. Tough pitch for the right-handed hitter to come up with.
A key to winning a ball game is shutting down the middle of your opponent's order. Rockdale's 2 through 6 spots in the order are without a hit in this game.
And a breaking ball. This one doesn't quite snap, and Johnson falls behind the count now, 2 balls and 1 strike. Johnny Green leads away from first, and here's the 2-1 offering from Johnson. Just a little bit low, and that brings the count to 3-1. Brent Johnson in danger of walking his first batter of the ball game. And under these conditions, that's very commendable. The runner gets his lead. Johnson has his sign. And here's the 3-1. And he does walk the first batter. And Rockdale with an opportunity here with 2 outs, though. And the double play looks ever so big at this point in time now.
Most certainly does, and that's what the good defense will do for you. It will take what would be a big inning by the opponents and turn it into something quite a bit less. Rockdale would probably easily have at least one across right now, but with 2 on and 2 down, and the Rams still have the chance for the force at second and at third, and Wayne Jenkins was kind of shaken up by Brent Johnson last time.
Johnson, in case you forgot, threw one behind his ear and then came up with an off-speed pitch that Jenkins didn't have a clue on. It was a good job of pitching by Johnson. Brent gets his sign from Brian Moon, checks the runners at second and first, and brings the first offering home. And it's an off-speed pitch, goes just a little bit outside and low. Mom, looks like it might be getting a little slippery out there as Brent tries to do a little gardening out there, right around the rubber. Umpire comes along trying to help him out. Sam Allen comes in to offer his 2 bits worth.
Well, among the 3 of them, they should have them out at least fairly clean where Johnson wants it before it's over with, and Sam will put a couple of marks there on the rubber on the pitcher's mound as well, and we can now clearly see it from the press box.
Field still does not appear to have taken very much water as much as it's rained, due to the fact, I guess, because it has been so dry for so long. We really do need the rain. I wish it would have held off until a little later tonight, though. And here's the first pitch, and that's upstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to, or make that 2-0 to Wayne Jenkins, the catcher. Johnson behind in the count, 2-0 with 2 on base. Here's the next one. Swing and popped up and just out of play down the first base line. Brent Johnson came sprinting off the mound over towards foul territory. If there was any way that ball could be caught, he was going to get there and catch it.
I have a feeling that a couple of games last week woke this Newton Ram defense up, and the defense all of a sudden is playing much better. They play more like a state-ranked team now on the defensive side.
And they've made 2 errors tonight, but those can be basically directly attributed to the weather. Johnson brings the 2-1 home. Shot past Allen, down into the left field corner. Easterday comes up, and the runner's going to try to score. The throw home will be cut off. Snap throw back to second, and back just in time is Josh Miller. And that's going to take care of the shutout, but the Rams did the right thing, cutting that ball off and keeping the runners at first and second.
This way they can still have the force at second and third. However, the cleanup batter, Womack, is up there. Of course, he hasn't had the greatest day at the plate, but the Rams certainly executing the right way. Even on the base hit, they were able to keep those 2 runners from advancing that other base.
And it looked like there might have been a play at the plate had they decided to do it, but I'm sure they had instructions from Coach Brassfield to just keep the runners from moving up and keep this from developing into a big, ugly inning. Chris Womack, the big first baseman for Rockdale, steps up to the plate. Here's Johnson's first pitch, and there's a called strike on the outside corner. And it's good to see Brent once again getting ahead of the hitters now.
That looked like the Johnson of the first 4 innings that we saw. Fastball on the outside corner, first pitch.
Here comes the 0-1, and that's down in the dirt. Good block by Brian Moon to keep it in front of him. 1-1 the count here. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Rams on top now, 10-1. Schneider's gone, but the Rams still up a touchdown and a field goal. Chris Womack readies for the 1-1. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Inside and down around the knees. And that pitch has been very effective for Brent Johnson against these right-handed hitters. The ball once again breaking in a little bit on the right-handed batters. He's ahead in the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs. 2 on in the top of the 5th. Johnson rings it home. Let up. Oh, and Womack just got a piece of it and fouled it down the third baseline. He stays alive. Count still 1 ball and 2 strikes. The runners head back to their respective bases. Wayne Jenkins back to first and Josh Miller back to second. And Chris Womack is ready, steps back in. Johnson has his sign from Moon. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a shot up the middle. Ryan Allen gets it, and he'll step on second, and that'll do it for the Rockdale Bulldogs. They do get 1 run on 3 hits. There were no Ram errors, and Rockdale left 2 runners on base. We head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score, still a very good one. Newton 10, Rockdale 1. Newton Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Thank you.
Take the worry out of insurance claims with Auto Owners Insurance. Ranked as one of the top companies in the United States for claim service by a national consumer magazine, you'll enjoy a quick and fair settlement of your personal or business loss. In fact, we're known as the no-problem people because service is our claim to fame. See your Auto Owners Insurance agent today.
Call your auto owners agents. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213.
Auto owners, the no problem people.
Today's business relies on communication. 66796.
For the best in chiropractic care, visit Lithonia First Chiropractic. Dr. Michael Brust specializes in nerve and spine rehabilitation. Call for an appointment, 482-1114, 482-1114. Most insurance accepted, and we take care of your insurance paperwork at no charge to you. Call Lithonia First Chiropractic at 3081 Stone Mountain Street in Lithonia, 482-1114. 482-1114.
If you're a serious sports fan and you crave serious sports talk, then you need to tune in to WGFS AM 1430 each and every Saturday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. for Sports Source Weekly. Todd Q. Chapman and Kevin Holden will be taking your phone calls. We'll be discussing sports topics on the professional level, the collegiate level, and on the local high school level. That's Sports Source Weekly, heard every Saturday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. with Todd Q. Chapman and Kevin Holden right here on Newton County's Source for Sports, WGFS, AM 1430.
Charles Evans Nissan refuses to be undersold. We will meet or beat any advertised price on any in-stock unit. If you are tired of high pressure and the runaround, come to Charles Evans Nissan in Conyers. We put the fun back into buying a car. Charles Evans Nissan is located at 1420 Iris Drive in Conyers, 922-7600. Remember, Charles Evans Nissan. We won't be undersold. That's 922-7600.
Back to Riverside Park at Newton High School. The Newton Ram offense has been pretty good in this game. They've scored the touchdown. They've added the field goal. The defense has stopped the aerial attack of the Rockdale Bulldogs. In fact, they've allowed 1 point, and we don't know exactly how that happened. Here to sort out the details, your baseball analyst, Bill Dolan.
Thank you, Kevin Holden. The Rams doing it and making it look a little easier than what they have done in the past. We've gone for weeks without able to rest easily and breathe. And for the Rams, starting off the bottom of the fifth inning, the top of the lineup again, Ryan Allen. Ryan, a base hit, a walk, and reached on a fielder's choice. Been on base all 3 times. Also has stolen 2 bases. Not a bad day for the leadoff hitter.
Not bad at all. Talking about the Rams and the playoff picture in 8 Quad A South, this game would pretty much clinch a berth in the 8 Quad A tournament, which takes the top 3 teams from the North and the South sub-region. That'll be starting next Saturday at Brookwood. The Rams go up and play Parkview. If they beat Parkview will then have 3 losses. The Rams will have 2. That way they would clinch first, if I'm not mistaken, in the sub-region, because even if they lost to Brookmore, they'd have 3 losses. So would Parkview, but Newton would have a sweep over the Parkview Panthers, and if Brookwood doesn't sneak up and take that position, Rams will be first.
Can't happen, but Monday will tell the tale. The Rams head up to Parkview, and a victory there could go a long ways towards a championship in the sub-region. Ryan Allen leads off here in the bottom of the 5th inning against Grant Taylor. Here's the first pitch to the leadoff hitter, and it's a ball a little bit inside. Rain continues to fall. Between innings there, some of the Ram players came out and did a little housekeeping with some sand around home plate and the pitcher's mound. And a swing of the foul back to the screen by Ryan Allen. He's now in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes.
So for those of you who wondered why we were gone for an unusually long time there, that last half inning, it was because they were laying down little new sand because of the rain, which has been pretty steady throughout the game.
Make that 1-1 to count. Here's the 1-1, and it's a breaking ball that stays outside. Now 2-1 to count on Ryan Allen. aggressively and on a tear at the stick. Swing and a miss as he tried to take that one downtown and got just a piece of it, fouling it into the mitt of Wayne Jenkins. That evens the count now at 2-2. Ryan Allen ready. Here's the 2-2 offering. And there's a shot to left field. That ball will get down and by the left fielder. Allen rounds first, heading for second. He rounds second. And he'll hold up there with a stand-up double. And Ryan Allen doing what he does best, going the other way with the ball.
Your leadoff batter for the Newton Rams, Ryan Allen, if you count the fielder's choice as a time reach base, if my count is right, 15 consecutive times for the Rams.
He is just on an unbelievable tear. And everything he hits, he's hitting hard. And his eye has been so good because when he's not getting base hits, he's walking. Rams with another scoring opportunity. Brian Moon to the plate. Brian has a perfect day going. We have him with a base hit and 2 hit-by pitches or a hit-by pitch and a walk. We're still not sure exactly what happened his last at-bat in the 3rd inning. And they have to try to throw a dry ball out there. It is really raining hard here in the bottom of the 5th. Rams on top, 10-1. Ryan Moon readies for the 1-0 offering. Grant Taylor, the second pitcher for the Rockdale Bulldogs, brings a 1-0, and that's way upstairs for a ball. 2-0 the count now.
Rain's getting a little bit harder, and that sand disappearing and turning the same color as the stuff around it in a hurry. And Taylor, just as this is happening, is starting to throw a lot of pitches up in the strike zone.
Here comes the 2-0, and Brian swings and fouls one back to the over the backstop and out of play. That pitch appeared to be inside a little bit. He might have chased ball 3. Ram hitters up there swinging away here. And the umpire pointing up to the press box indicating 2-1 is the count on Brian Moon. Brian readies. Grant Taylor, the pitcher for the Bulldogs, comes to the belt. Ryan Allen with a lead, and Moon steps out, and Taylor steps off. And I recently understood and got word that Brian Moon has committed to Southern to go to college there next year. That was the latest word I got. I believe that's where the Rams played when they played Troup County on that road trip, and I was informed that Brian has made a verbal commitment to go to Southern next year.
Southern has a fine baseball program. I'm sure that Brian Moon will be very well suited up there.
And the 3-1 pitch fouled back and out of play down the third baseline. That runs the count full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ryan Allen had the leadoff double. He stands down there at second base.
You take a look at this Newton Ram lineup and the statistics. The team batting average coming into this week was .310. 7 people over 300, including Ryan Allen, who's been pushing 400.
And the pitch, ball 4, goes back to the backstop. Ryan Allen trotting down to third base, but the catcher, Wayne Jenkins, did not make a throw. And I don't know if Ryan thought he could take that without a play, but it could have been disaster.
Ryan Allen may have been lucky there. Jenkins had attempted a snap throw toward third base as Ryan Allen was kind of cruising in, as a chance Freeman may have tagged him out.
And Ryan Moon with a perfect day has reached base each time. Luke Allen steps to the plate now. Luke walked, struck out, and flied out to the left fielder. So he's 0 for 2 on the day. Grant Taylor throws over to first, and Brian Moon back in time. Brian Moon with a stolen base in the ball game today has 12 on the season. Luke Allen digs in, looking for something to hit. First and third for the Rams. Here's the first pitch to Luke, high and away, ball 1. And Taylor having troubles finding the strike zone. He started for the Bulldogs. Derek Frazier had a lot of trouble finding the strike zone. Ryan Moon leads away from first. Ryan Allen gets away from third. Here's the pitch. A shot up the middle. There's a base hit, and 1 run will score. And Brian Moon holds at second on a hard single by Luke Allen.
And Luke has got to be pleased with that. Hopefully the confidence will be starting to come back. That ball was lined right back up the middle. Grant Taylor ended up flat on his back as he tried to pull out of the way of that pitch. That was another bullet right up the middle, and we're going to start seeing some pinch hitters here. The first one is Jeffrey Norman, who will come in and pitch hit here for Richie Cleary.
Jeffrey Norman has not had that many at-bats this season. In fact, he comes in with a 200 batting average. He's 1 for 5, so he'll get a chance to see if he can't raise that. And we're checking to see if there's some other changes. Coach Brassfield out talking to the umpire. Maybe he doesn't show him on the roster or something. There could be.
It's been a long time since Norman had his last at-bat. Perhaps the home plate umpire doesn't recognize the man coming up to home plate.
Jeffrey with a chance to bat. And I know he's got to be happy about that. I've heard some good things about Jeffrey Norman when he hits. He's been renowned to hit him off those trees out there in right field. Players talk about in batting practice. He does have that kind of power.
He is certainly a very, very good hitter. And what they've got to wait for is the chance for him to play, basically, because with Jeffrey Norman trying to crack this outfield with the Luke Allens and Richie Clearys and Matt Easterdays, plus the fact that he's left-handed and the Rams are trying to bring more righty bats into the lineup, both of those factors work to Norman's disadvantage. That's why he doesn't hit all that much.
Here's the first pitch, and it's back to the backstop, and both runners will advance. That was a pitch that hit in the dirt, bounced off the shin guards of Wayne Jenkins, and another wild pitch for the Bulldog pitcher.
Ryan Moon at second base was holding up for an extra second or two and then made his way down to third base in an awful hurry.
And there have been a large number of wild pitches in this ballgame. Jeffrey Norman ahead in the count now. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 ducks on a pond waiting for him out there at second and third. Here's the 1-0 upstairs for a ball. 2-0, and the Bulldog infield is playing way in, so everything to Jeffrey Norman's advantage right now. He's ahead in the count 2-0, the infield drawn in, his chance to get a base hit, raise that batting average, and drive in a couple of runs.
Trent Alexander waits on deck. He'll bat for Sam Allen.
Here's the 2-0 to Norman, and that's inside. 3-0 the count now.
Now if you're Jeffrey Norman and you don't get a chance very much to hit, with a 3-0 count, you've still got to be taking all the way, and if you receive the base on balls, you've helped your team out just as much as if you would have gotten a base hit.
And here's the 3-0 downstairs, and Jeffrey Norman slings his bat towards the dugout. Didn't even get a chance to swing it on. He walks on 4 straight pitches. So I know he's perhaps a little disappointed about that, but happy to help the team out.
And now with an 11-1 score and the bases loaded with still nobody out in this inning, the first 4 men have reached base for Newton. And for Rockdale, the nightmare kind of gets worse as it goes along. Michael Doss is on deck now, and Alexander is hitting for Sam Allen.
Trent Alexander, the senior who, were it not for a tragic automobile accident, might be the starting second baseman this year for the Rams right now. But he's come a long ways, and just the fact that he's able to be out there playing is a story in itself. Gets a chance to hit here with the Rams up. And it'd be nice to see him pound one and drive in a couple runs. Here comes the first one to him. And there's a shot towards the second baseman. He's up over to second. And that's going to do it for the Rams here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Oh, I'm sorry. I pulled they did not turn the play. That's only the first out in the inning. Somehow I got my signals all crossed up there, Kevin Holden.
Now, when I did that on Friday, which we were talking about it, I don't ever remember doing anything like that before. I said it was the end of the inning and there were 2 outs. You did it here. There's only 1 down in the inning. You've got to give the Rams a chance, Bill. They did plate a run on that, by the way.
And credit Trent Alexander with an RBI on the fielder's choice. Snap throw over to first, and he was standing on the base. The Rams now up 12-1 here in the 5th inning. I guess all this rain and everything, I'm trying to get through the game and get it over with. Michael Doss bats for a rare occasion this season. Michael has only 2 at-bats on the season. He's 0 for 2, so he could raise that batting average considerably with a base hit here. Here comes the 1-0, and that's going to be the 0-1 rather, and that evens the count at 1-1 as that pitch was way low and outside.
I had the full moon as an excuse Friday to miss the number of outs in the inning, so I guess you can use the rain as yours.
Probably so. At least I'll say it was anyhow. 1-1 to count to Michael Doss, and that's ball 2, low and away. Rams still have runners on the corner as they lead this one now 12-1. I guess what fooled me was when they didn't try to turn the double play, so For some reason, I thought that made 3 outs when it was only 1. Here's the next one to Michael, and that's a called strike. And I don't think he liked that call. I think he thinks it was a little bit low and away. That evens the count at 2-2.
Another pinch hitter on deck, Chris Middlebrooks.
The Rams are emptying the bench here. Here's the 2-2 upstairs for a ball, and that's going to run the count full, 3-2.
Coach Brassfield, understanding that in the 12-1 game, he'll have the chance to use some folks off his bench that in these nail-biters we've used haven't had the chance to play for quite a while.
Here's the payoff pitch, and there's a base hit for Michael Doss to right field. That'll plate another run and send Trent Alexander over to third base. So Michael Doss raises his batting average 333 points with one swing of the bat.
Not bad at all. I can think of a lot of hitters who'd like to do something like that with one swing of the bat. Doss can call himself a 333 hitter now, a hit in 3 at-bats after that line drive to right field. Frankly, he looked like someone who'd been an everyday player, took an outside pitch, took it toward right field, didn't put everything of his body into the swing, just kind of roped it toward right, served it out there, and the Rams pick up another run.
And Michael Doss gets his first RBI on the season also. And Chris Middlebrooks now hitting in Brent Johnson's spot. This should be interesting to see what players go where when the Rams take the field again, Kevin Holden. Middlebrooks waits up there, takes the first one, a breaking ball for a called strike.
All I can say is that I'm glad you're doing the scorebook this game.
Chris Middlebrooks has 1 home run on the season. That was a biggie. That won some lucky fan 60 hot wings in the Hard Luck Cafe wing ding inning. He takes ball 1 low outside in the dirt. A good stop by Wayne Jenkins. That evens the count 1-1 with 1 out. Well, maybe the Rams could score about 3 more runs and the 15-run rule would be invoked and they won't go back out to the field. Middlebrooks stands up to the plate. If he takes one deep, that might do it. He readies for the 1-1. Here it is. Breaking ball that stays way high. He's ahead in the count now. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Brent Mask is on deck, and he's had limited playing time, limited at-bats, but he's actually done quite well when he's gone out there to play.
He's done actually much better coming off the bench than when he did receive a start or 2. Middlebrooks was playing a lot more earlier and had an injury that kind of slowed him down. Swings at the 2-1 and fouls it down the third baseline. That evens the count at 2-2 now. Trent Alexander leads the way from second, and Michael Doss off first. Not used to saying those names out there, Kevin. Good to see him getting a chance to play, and both of them with a little bit of success here. Trent with an RBI, Michael Doss with a base hit and an RBI. Chris Middlebrooks looks to do the same. Here's the 2-2, and he swings and hits a slow roller towards the shortstop. He's up, throws to first, and he is out at first. That advances the runners, though, but Middlebrooks thrown out by Ryan Yeomans, the shortstop, who made a good play and a good strong throw.
The throw was kind of delayed, though, and the play was very close at first base, and some of the Ram fans down the third baseline thought Middlebrooks was safe.
It looks pretty close, but I thought from our point of view that the throw did beat him. And that is going to bring Brent Mask to the plate, as my scorebook has gone completely haywire here, Kevin.
It reminds me of early games in the South Metro Tournament in which the Rams had about 368 changes.
Britt has 2 hits and 6 at-bats and has scored 2 runs for the Rams. Bats for the first time in a long time, though. Here's the first pitch. Oh, and he went hunting for one up in the eyes and didn't come up with it.
Mr. Mask was thinking about the 15-run rule himself just then.
He's ready now. No 1 pitch coming from Grant Taylor, and here it is. High and inside, backs him off the plate a little bit. That evens the count now at 1-1. And 2 outs in the inning.
Brent Mask has had a terrific on-base percentage. He's been on base 57% of the time.
Here comes the 1-1. It's a breaking ball and a beauty and catches the outside corner. 1-2 the count now. Rams up 13-1. So if you're in the 13-run pool, the Rams, if they hold what they got, they'll break that pool. Here comes the next one. Another off-speed breaking ball. This one stays just a little bit high and evens the count at 2-2. And once again, the deuces are wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Brent Mask readies. Here's the pitch. And there's a chopper down the first base line, and that's foul and heading down towards the bullpen.
And again, Brent Mask does not look like a hitter who hasn't hit in at least a month, maybe even a little bit longer. With the 1-2 pitch coming in, he took a pitch that's very, very difficult to take with 2 strikes. And Mask hasn't had the most experience really out there at the plate and did a fine job of taking that pitch, and with this last one, fighting off the outside offering.
Good job of fighting it off and staying alive in the count. He's ready now for the 2-2, and here it comes. And he pops it up straight back here. Kevin, get the net. And it's on the roof. And that one came about as close as we've had one come this year. But once again, we come away empty-handed. We'll do it again. The runner's back to second and third. Michael Doss back to second. Trent Alexander back to third. And Brent Mask steps up once again to the dish. 2-2 the count with 2 outs. Grant Taylor brings it home, and behind him, an off-speed breaking pitch that went nowhere, and that runs the count full now.
Taylor's pitch there looked like it didn't have the snap on it, and they throw that ball out of play because when he tried to throw the breaking ball, it did not snap at all, and as you said, a good 6 inches behind Brent Mask.
Mask ready for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. Swinging a shot, just foul down the third base line, as Trent Alexander had to do a little dance to get out of the way of that one. Mask really turned on that inside pitch and drilled it, but just fouled down the third base line.
And Mr. Mask is smoking the ball.
A good at-bat for Britt as he's battling and battling and battling up there. Fighting off some tough pitches, had a good one to hit there, and just pulled it foul. 3-2 the count. Grant Taylor readies for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. And he pops it up into short center field. Zach Frazier coming on, camps under it, and makes the catch. That's going to do it here for the Rams in the 5th inning. They come up with 3 more runs. They did so on 3 hits, and they left 2 runners on base. We head now to the top half of the 6th inning. Your score from Riverside Park: Newton 13 and Rockdale 1. Newton Ram baseball right here on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, covering its authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
If you want to save money on a great chainsaw, you want the Husqvarna 51. Because right now at Coast to Coast Home and Auto, you can pick up the powerful, reliable, and lightweight Husqvarna 51 for only $329.95. That's a savings of $70. With 3.1 cubic inches, the Husky 51 has the power to do some serious cutting. Thanks to an extra-large air intake and filter, it runs clean and cool. It weighs just over 11 pounds and features a combination choke idle for easy starting. What's more, it has one of the industry's lowest vibration ratings. It all adds up to a saw that lets you do a lot more with a lot less effort. No wonder professional loggers choose Husqvarna. So pick up your own Husqvarna, the Husky 51, and save big. It's just $329.95 at Coast to Coast Home and Auto. Call them at 786-7979 for more information, or see them on the square in downtown Covington.
And welcome back to Camp Riverside Park. Newton Ram baseball. They're on top 13-1. Some wholesale changes for you. Here to tell you all about it and bring you the rest of the way home with the play-by-play, my partner Kevin Holden.
It seems that when the Rams make changes that I get a chance to bring them to you, and we're going to try. Trent Alexander is in to replace Sam Allen at third base. Michael Doss has replaced Richie Cleary in right field. Cleary is now at first. Lance Coffin out of the game. Brent Johnson still on the mound. Everything else still the same. Rams look the same at second and short with Ryan Moon and Ryan Allen. Luke Allen and Matt Easterday, the center fielder and left fielder, and Ryan Moon still behind the plate. For Rockdale, here in the top half of inning number 6 against Johnson, they will send up Zach Frazier, Ed Cheatham, and Derek Frazier.
And Michael Doss out in right field in that game Monday against Winder in the 7th inning made a diving running catch heading towards the foul line. It helped to keep the Rams in that game and get out of the 7th inning with the win. Great catch by Michael.
First pitch from Johnson is lined toward right field. This one will bounce in front of Doss for a base hit. And so the first pitch, and Rockdale has their leadoff man on here in the 6th.
Zach Frazier, a good job of hitting there. Brent Johnson is around the plate constantly. He went up there knowing it, didn't sit back and wait, got a pitch out up a little bit over the plate, and just kind of served it out into right field. Not hit hard, but in there for a base hit. Rockdale needs a whole lot of base runners, so it takes one to get started, and Zach Frazier got the base hit there.
Ed Cheatham has been hit by a pitch twice. Both of them, he hasn't made the greatest attempt in the world to pull out of the way of the ball, but he has been hit twice and sent to first twice in this game.
Usually not something you expect out of a designated hitter. Normally that guy in the designated hitter spot is going to be up there hitting the ball, not getting hit by the ball.
Well, he's been on base twice, but as you said, you're expecting from your DH something a little more powerful than that. In this particular case, Cheatham takes a pitch up high, ball 1. Johnson out there for his 6th full inning, looking to go to 4-0. His ERA has been right around 150. Pitch is up high, 2 balls, no strikes.
He's only given up the 1 run in this game. It was earned, and only 6 hits so far, and we're in the 6th inning.
2-0 pitch. It's a called strike on the outside corner. Goes to 2-1. And of those hits, there has not been a single one for extra bases, Bill.
And only 1 base on balls as he continues to show his good control.
Here's a grounder toward short. Double play ball. Maybe fish to second for 1. On to first. Double play. Well turned by the Newton Ram infield. And on the throw back to shortstop, it came up and nearly hit Ryan Allen in the face. But if you're going to misplay it, the time to do it is after you make the double play. But a good play from the shortstop and second baseman for the Newton Rams.
That's the 3rd double play the Rams have pulled off today. In the 1st inning, they had a double play line drive. Ryan Allen made a good play on the line drive and threw over to first to double off the runner. And then this one going the other way around the horn, 6-4-3, shortstop to second baseman. Ryan Allen kind of caught in between there, couldn't decide whether to take it himself or toss it to Ryan Moon, but he did make the toss and plug with a good turn there to turn the double play.
Here's Derek Frazier. He is 1 for 2 in this game, and the first offering to him is a little bit inside, ball 1. Rams lead this one by 12. It is 13-1. We are in the 6th. This one inside also. It's 2-0.
You have to be impressed with the way the Rams have played defensively under these conditions out here. They've really kept their heads in the game.
2-0 pitch, a called strike, 2-1. They have been pretty intense in this game, especially for the lead that they have had. They've kept things intense against Rockdale. They are definitely looking forward to Monday. 2-1 pitch, bounced weakly towards short. Ryan Allen charges, gloves, throws, and he got him. Good play from Ryan Allen at shortstop, retiring the Rockdale Bulldogs and Derek Frazier. For the Bulldogs in the inning, no runs, no hits. Make that 1 hit. That man was erased on the 6-4-3 double play, and of course that means that no one was left on base. And after 5.5 innings of action from Riverside Park, the Rams on top, 13-1. Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430, made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
It's April's Best Buys of the Month going on now at Mayfield Ace Hardware. A Wedco 2.5-gallon poly can, only $2.77. Ace long-handled shovels, $9.99 each. Wesley's Car Wash or Tire Cleaner, $1.99 each, and an Ace 34-gallon trash can, only $8.77. It's April's Best Buys of the Month going on now at Mayfield Ace Hardware on the Square and in Newton Plaza.
Did you know that termites cause more damage to homes annually than fires, floods, and natural disasters combined? To protect your home from termites and other pests, call Cleary Exterminating at 786-4937. They'll send them packing, termites and beetles, fleas, rats and mice, roaches, and ants. Commercial or residential, we can help get rid of what bugs you. Call Cleary Exterminating on Highway 278 in Covington, 786-4937. At Cleary Exterminating, we make mouse calls.
Welcome back, Ram fans. Newton Ram baseball, 13-1's your score. The Rams up over their arch rivals from Rockdale, the Rockdale Bulldogs. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and here with the damp play-by-play, Kevin Holden.
You're in charge of the scorebook, which could be pretty damp and changes itself here as we continue in the 6th. We can already see a couple of changes. Jason Lunsford is going to come out at bat for Matt Easterday. After him, Ryan Allen and Brian Moon, who both of them are out there right now, so it may be just the one pinch hitter to start here in the bottom half of the 6th. Rams on top by 12 runs over their 8 Quad A South rivals, the Rockdale Bulldogs. They have 2 more regular season games, the Rams do. On Monday, they will travel to Lilburn and take on the Parkview Panthers up at Parkview High School. That'll be a 5 o'clock or 5:30 start, and of course we'll have that for you right here on WGFS. Wednesday is Senior Day and Parents' Day at Riverside Park. If you come out and see a Ram home game, come see that one. It hopefully won't be the last home game for the Rams, because if they can make the state playoffs, they may be back here at home. But either way, Senior Day and Parents' Day next Wednesday, and the Rams take on, the Berkmar Patriots, and they'll have revenge on their minds next Wednesday at 5. Be there. Jason Lunsford, right-handed batter, digging in, wide, and first pitch from Taylor to him is taken a little outside, ball 1. Jason Lunsford, very interesting case, left-handed pitcher. That's from the right-hand side.
Why does that sound familiar to me?
Very familiar. That pitch also outside, 2-0. Somebody I know very well does the same thing. We're talking about Ricky Henderson. 2-0 pitch outside, 3-0.
Jason Lunsford getting his second at-bat for the season. He's 0 for 1 on the season, so a base hit here, he could raise his average 500 points.
That's not bad either. That pitch popped up foul out of play, 3-1.
Jason Lunsford, the slugger, given the green light on 3-0 by Coach Joe Brasfield. Up there hacking away, got a pitch to hit and fouled it back.
He swung at a pitch that was kind of high, too. That might have been ball 4.
I think that's about the first time I've seen a Ram hitter get the green light all year. I wonder if Jason missed a sign or if Coach Brasfield was feeling generous.
When you're up 13-1, a missed sign doesn't hurt the coach quite that much. There's a line drive. It's going to be in for a base hit into right center field. Zach Frazier dives and all of a sudden can't make the play, and Lunsford will take a wide turn. He'll be back to first base, though, as Derek Frazier brings the ball in. Zach Frazier out in center field slipped and fell right on his back as he was going for that ball.
Tried to cut it off. I really don't think he needed to try to dive for it like that, and he did risk an injury. The right fielder was coming in behind, and in fact, he ended up making the play. Jason Lunsford had notions of heading to second, but decided to stay put at first base with nobody out.
So Lunsford raises the batting average a full 500 points. He's 1 for 2 now on the season. Ryan Allen will be the hitter. He'll hit for himself and have the chance to continue a very interesting streak, which is approaching epic proportions here.
In case you're wondering what Kevin's talking about, Ryan has reached base the last 15 consecutive at-bats.
Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Left-handed batter, senior shortstop. Throw to first base. Lunsford is back in safely. Last time that Ryan Allen was retired in a game was against the Brookwood Broncos last Wednesday. The Rams played Wednesday, Friday, Monday, and today. Since then, Allen takes one for a strike. And the throw back to the pitcher is about 10 feet over his head, and the shortstop, Yeomans, has to come down to second base to try to field it as it came back, and they're going to ask for a new baseball.
Ryan Allen with a string that is basically, I've never heard one that extensive in baseball, that many consecutive times to reach base. That's phenomenal.
I think 11 is the record in Major League Baseball. We'll have to check on that. That pitch is 5 feet over the catcher's head and back to the screen. This will allow Lunsford to move up a base, and it's just been one of those nightmare games if you're the Rockdale Bulldogs. Ryan Allen now ahead in the count here against Grant Taylor. Nip Roberts had a string not that long ago of 9 or 10 times in which he reached base safely, consecutive times, but never in Major League Baseball has someone reached base 15 straight times.
I believe we'll call that last one a wild pitch, Kevin. Probably Will Chamberlain wouldn't have been able to stop that one if he were catching.
Wild pitch seems to be at least fairly safe, and so we'll go with that. Stretch in the pitch on the way home to Allen. Taken up high. Count is now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Ryan Allen, 1 pitch away from reaching base again.
Stretch, 3-1 pitch. That, folks, is inside, ball 4. 16 consecutive times Ryan Allen has reached base in some way in this game. He walked in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the second, singled in the third, doubled in the fifth, and he's walked here in the sixth. Here comes David Bell, Rockdale Bulldogs head coach. Wayne Jenkins will also go out to the mound, and those two and Taylor will have a discussion that was very, very brief. Taylor handed the head coach the ball, and that's the end of the night for him. We'll be back. Newton Ram Baseball, WGFS, AM 1430. It is made possible by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
Have you noticed lately how many people are wearing pagers? It's incredible how popular pagers have become. No doubt, the tremendous popularity of pagers is because a pager is one of the most reliable and economical ways to stay in touch. East Metro Paging offers reliable Motorola pagers, and basic coverage gives you all the Metro Atlanta area, including Athens. Our extended coverage pager works in other major Georgia cities. That's East Metro Paging, your hometown paging company. Go by and see them today on Highway 278, a quarter-mile east of the hospital in Covington, or give them a call at 786-6796. That's East Metro Paging, a division of East Metro Communications Incorporated, located on Highway 278, just east of the hospital. Call them at 786-6796. That's 786-6796.
And we're back. back at Riverside Park. The Rams have sent another pitcher to the showers, and now coming in to pitch for the Rockdale Bulldogs, freshman Jesse Thompson. He's 5'10", 150 pounds, and throws from the right side, and it's one of the few times we've seen a freshman on any team playing this year, Kevin.
That's exactly right, and here comes David Bell out toward the pitcher's mound, and I thought for a moment he was going to talk to Thompson, who was shaking his hand for a moment, but apparently that had nothing to do with it. It was incidental. And what was happening was that Joe Brasfield was on his way to the mound as well, and Robbie Sanfilippo was on his way out along with the Ram assistant coach Stanley Allen. Looks like they're going to lay down some more dirt out by the mound. While they do, we got to tell you a little bit about what's going to be coming up for the Rams here. We've talked about the Parkview game, Bill. Let's talk a little more about the Berkmar game and the festivities going on. I'll let you tell the folks about Senior Day and Parents' Day here.
Well, before the game, all the seniors will be honored, and along with their parents. So it's a big day for the seniors and also the people that helped to make this possible, and they will also be recognized. We hope you'll come out and cheer them on. And, of course, good day to get a little revenge. The Rams lost a heartbreaker up in Berkmar. They went into the sixth inning with a 3-1 lead, gave up a couple of questionable runs in the bottom of the sixth, and then gave one up in the seventh to lose it 4-3. And the Rams would like nothing more than on Senior Day to take it to Berkmar, and if they win Monday against Parkview and win Wednesday against Berkmar, they're the champions. Nobody can do anything about it.
As a matter of fact, if they win Monday's game, Bill, they may have a chance to be sub-region champs even if they lose to Berkmar on Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'm completely right about that, but I think it is, because then both would have 3 sub-region losses if the Rams beat Parkview and lost to Berkmar, but they'd have to sweep over Parkview.
Well, I think Parkview still only has 1 loss in the sub-region right now. So Parkview would have to lose another game.
That's exactly what it is. I was wondering, something seemed wrong about that. So yes, the Rams will have to win both those games to win the sub-region, as brought to you by Bill Dolan. But we hope you come out next Wednesday when the Rams take on the Berkmar Patriots, because it's going to be a fine game, and of course you know that the Rams will be looking for a little bit of revenge for what happened at Berkmar High School a couple of weeks ago. The Rams hope that will not be their last game at Riverside Park, and by the way, it being Senior Day, I hope they have enough room from foul line to foul line, because there are 8 seniors on this year's team.
And we hope you will join in with us. And Monday, of course, be sure and tune in for that big, huge game against Parkview. If you can't make the trip, tune in, and we'll bring it all to you.
Ryan Moon takes the first one for a strike from the freshman Jesse Thompson. It's 0-1, and Thompson nearly fell down on the delivery. But Monday's game probably will be the Rams' biggest game so far of 1995, taking on a nationally ranked team. Moon bounces this one towards second base. Green will take it, and he can't find it. All of a sudden, now Moon at first base, and the base is loaded. Johnny Green had that one bounce out in front of him. Very interesting play. It'll be an error on the second baseman, and all hands will be safe.
And once again, he kind of laid back on the ball, and it ate his lunch on him, and unable to make the play. Bases loaded, nobody out. And I'm assuming the 15-run rule is in effect, so a couple of more base hits here, and everyone might go home a little early tonight.
Luke Allen is the hitter. First pitch to him. Well thrown, hard fastball. Only problem was it bounced a few feet in front of the plate, making it 1-0, but Thompson put a little extra mustard on that one.
Kind of surprising the Bulldogs have brought their infield in, trailing by 12.
And time has been called. A balk has been called against Jesse Thompson, the freshman, and he's looking with disgust at the field umpire. Crossing the plate is Jason Lunsford. Makes the score in favor of the Rams now 14-1. And Jenkins will go out and talk to Thompson, and they're both going to have a short discussion here with the field umpire. A balk has been called, and a run has been scored, giving the Rams a 13-run lead.
Jason Lunsford crosses the plate for the second time this season. He's made the most of his 2 at-bats. He scored 2 runs, and he did reach base, although not on the hit his previous time at bat. So he maintains the highest on-base percentage of the Rams. He's an even 1,000.
Nothing wrong with that, and I wonder if Lunsford has asked for more playing time based on the on-base percentage. Second and third with no one out. Here is Luke Allen. First pitch to him is in the dirt and back to the screen. Luke Allen in this game is 1 for 3. He also has received a base on balls. He's come around to score twice. That scorebook looks awfully messy in this game. Rams with 14. No, it's not messy because of the writing. It's just because of all of the runs that have been scored. Rams have scored 14. The pitch to Allen, driven past the second baseman into right for a base hit. 1 run will score, and here comes Moon headed for the plate. He will be safe without a throw. Your score is now 16-1. The Newton Rams now up by 15, and the 15-run rule is in effect. That is going to do it. And the Rams cap off what has been a terrific afternoon if you are a Newton Ram fan or player or parent or supporter. 16-1. Your score, the Rams win this game, and we'll be back to wrap up the happy news from Riverside Park. Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430, brought to you by East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular.
This week at Goodies, every top and short in the store is on sale. Every style, every color, every brand. Like Junior's Real Denim Shorts, now only $14.99. And Fashion Denim Vests, only $12.99. Save on Nike for men, just $12.99 for tees and $15.99 for shorts. All this week at Goodies Family Clothing.
Feels good, feels true. Goodies feels like you. When you need insurance, here's the first thing you should do. Call your auto owner's agent. They are people just like you.
I'm just starting out on my own. I know the importance of life insurance to protect obligations, like my new car loan. But is there an insurance program that I can fit into my budget?
No problem with Auto Owners 10-year level term insurance.
How will I know this is the right kind of life insurance for me?
Auto Owners 10-year level term provides low-cost level protection and can be converted to permanent insurance later.
Who can I talk to find out more about Auto Owners 10-year level term insurance?
Call your auto owner's agents. They are people just like you.
See Steele Jones Insurance Agency, located on Floyd Street Southeast in Covington. Or call 786-9213, your auto owner's agent.
Auto owners, the no problem people.
How do you spend your Saturday mornings? Why not join Bill Dolan and Kevin Holden from 9 to 10 for the Saturday Morning Super Trivia Spectacular? That's your chance to win prizes and show your knowledge of trivia right here on WGFS AM 1430.
If you're a serious sports fan crying out for serious sports talk, then you need to tune in to WGFS AM 1430 every Saturday between 10 and 12 as we bring you Sports Source Weekly, sports talk for the serious sports fan. Todd Q. Chapman and Kevin Holden will be fielding your phone calls. We'll be discussing a variety of sports on the professional level, collegiate level, as well as local high school sports. That is Sports Source Weekly, heard every Saturday between 10 and 12 with Todd Q. Chapman and Kevin Holden, right here on WGFS AM 1430.
Hi, I'm Dick Barkley. Tune in this weekend as American Gold brings you a pair of hit-packed countdowns from the golden age of Top 40. Join me Saturday for the very best of April 1966 with the Young Rascals, Johnny Rivers, and the Lovin' Spoonful. Then, special guest John Phillips will help us count down the 10 greatest hits of the Mamas and the Papas.
That's American Gold this Saturday from 3 o'clock to 7 right here on WGFS AM 1430.
Welcome back to Riverside Park at Newton High School, and very, very happy news to tell you about. The 15-run skunk rule in effect, so we didn't get a chance to play 7 innings. If you're a Ram fan, I'm sure you're not disappointed by that at all. Rams beat the Rockdale Bulldogs here 16-1. They improved to 18-4, and your totals and highlights, Bill Dolan.
Thank you, Kevin Holden, and it's a pleasure to have you back here with me today, working the game, and it's nice for once not to have a nail-biter.
That's exactly right. Every time that we've had to deal with Ram games this year, it seems like almost every game is a one-run, last-inning, nail-biting type of game. But fortunately this time, I was glad to be back here with you, and the Rams didn't give us anything really to sweat about.
Here are your totals. For the Rockdale Bulldogs, they scored 1 run. They had 6 hits, committed 4 errors, and left 6 runners on base. The starting pitcher, Derek Frazier, takes the loss, and we're not sure of his record. We didn't get stats for him, but he was really ineffective and had a lot of problems, as did the rest of the pitchers. They sent 3 pitchers to the mound, and none of them were very effective, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs. For the Newton Rams, they made the most of what they had. They scored 16 runs on only 10 hits. They committed 2 errors, but not bad errors. They didn't hurt, and they were probably directly attributed to the weather. They left 8 runners on base, and here's a big figure. They turned 3 double plays, 1 line drive, and 2 ground ball double plays. And Brent Johnson, as he has done each time he's gone out there, kept him in the ball game. Brent threw 6 strong innings, only giving up the 6 hits, walked only one batter, hit 2, and come away with a big victory. Not extremely overpowering as far as the strikeouts, although he did record 6 strikeouts, and none of them after the 4th inning as he continued just to try to throw strikes and get batters out. But another fine job by Brent Johnson. He gets a win and goes to 4-0 and his second complete game of the season.
And we have got to give him special credit, Bill, as far as this game is concerned.
And for that fine effort, Brent Johnson will receive the WGFS Player of the Game, but we have to once again, as he has done so many games in a row now, give a special honorable mention to, and you tell him about it, Kevin.
Well, that's Ryan Allen that we're talking about. And in this game, he came to bat 5 times, and guess what, folks? Every time he was either at first, and in one case, he was at second after hitting a double. This brings to 16 the number of consecutive times that Mr. Ryan Allen has reached base.